With limited turning, adjusting. What the fuck is this? Today I'm revisiting a very fun combo. I think it's Big Glacier.
I normally find a humorous little thing where whenever something is really, really good, the subreddit tends to devolve into some kind of like degeneracy. There are a couple subreddits that have done that, particularly like the Balatro one, where they just have lost their minds.
You're obsessed with Balatro. You're obsessed. You have to wake up. It's just a game, Ricky. It's just a game. Wake up.
It's a life. It gets me so good at gambling.
Friday Night Fate? Yeah, if I can get the picture up. I would love that. The picture is... Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the screen. Trying to remember which one it was. But hello, DJ. How are you doing? Tell me how you're doing while I'm trying to figure this out. Screen capture. There we go. Boop. Passable first day of my vacation where work hasn't harassed me. That was nice. I feel that so much in my soul. I feel that so much. And I feel for you for having to deal with bosses and stuff and job and associates and employees and whatever having to harass. I totally understand. But welcome everyone. Also, I am Mushan Gaming, and we are playing, Fate Stay Night, the visual novel, where I've never actually played the original, so I have watched the anime. Like, I love the anime so much. And I'm going to be doing some voices. Some of them not accurate, but we're going to be doing some voices. Because my favorite tsundere is in here too. So you guys are in for a little bit of a treat. And I hope you enjoy some cool visual novel animes. I don't think we're going to even finish, because I don't even know how long Fate is going to be. Because I know it goes by chapter or story chapters, so it's like there's chapters and then there's different universes that you are also getting to choose from. You have to go through Fate Stay Night, then Unlimited Blade Works, and then Heaven's Feel. So it's going to be a long playthrough of this. So buckle your butts and get ready for an adventure. The tip of the spear was like a flashing of lightning. A spear had thrust to skewer the heart. Even attempting to evade it was pointless. It was but a flash, too swift for the human eye to follow. And yet, moonlight swept in to save me from the strike that threatened to end me. The sound was beautiful, like the tolling of a bell. Truth be told, the sound hung over me, heavier than an iron weight. This beauty had little to do with aesthetics. The stark armor wrapped about her was like the frozen night itself. The ringing was not in itself pleasant. It was the sound of steel. But the night herself was beautiful enough to make it into the chiming of a bell. I ask of you, are you my master? Her voices resonated in the darkness. Okay, I take it back. Okay, I take it back. I'm probably only voicing Shiro. That's good, because I don't want to do multiple voices. Indeed, the pact was sealed, just as she chose to serve me. I'm sure, in that moment, that I swore to save her. The moonlight cut through the darkness. As if in imitation of the night, the storehouse regained its former calm. Time had stopped. The vision before me had lasted less than a second. Be that as it may, I will always remember the sight of her, as clearly as if it were still happening now. Even if I fall into the depths of hell, the faint slant of her profile, her serene, divinely green eyes. For a moment, time stopped, and her silhouette draped in blue swayed in the wind. I was struck by the pale blue glow. Her hair, as fine as golden thread, was bathed in moonlight. Fate. This happened 10 years ago. I see someone who takes me back. He's tall, with chiseled features. I've never known him to crack a joke. He ruffles my hair affectionately. No, that's not what it is. It's more like he's grasping my head and working it like a stubborn jar lid. Maybe he doesn't know how to control his strength. That's only to be expected. It's the first time he's ever done something like this. It's time for me to leave. You know what to do next. I answered yes, in a somber voice. Wait, am I also voicing Tosaka? That'd be amazing. He nodded once, withdrew his hand, and stood up. That's all. I think, you know what? I think I know what this is. So, the one with Shiro and Saber is the Fate route. And it's going through each route, prologue. So this is Rin, so this is probably gonna go, the next one's gonna show like Unlimited Blade Works. That's all. How'd I know this would be the last? We would never see each other. Had I known this would be the last time we would ever see each other, I would have done my best to make him laugh with the perfect joke. I've been practicing my punchlines in private, in the hopes of finally seeing a smile crack a stony face. If I had one regret, it's that I never got to tell him any of my jokes. Get the association in your debt before you become an adult. Get the associations in your debt before you become an adult. Any decisions after that, I leave up to you. I'm sure you'll manage on your own. So he said, but I bet he was worried about me. He told me about our family's heirloom jewels, the gems passed down to us from our Grand Master, and how to manage the underground workshop. It was a rapid-fire course of subjects he'd never taught me before. Even as a child, I realized that he would probably never come home again. There was a war. Not a war between countries, but between people. But in this war, there were only 7 combatants. It might not have seemed fitting to call it a war, but having mages involved changes things. 7 mages from different factions competed, but I wasn't sure why. They killed each other using methods I didn't really understand. One of them was the man in front of me. It meant that he would kill and eventually be killed. I'm sure he felt the thick of his life clock went even more keenly than I did. Rin. Before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of the Tosakas to obtain it, but it is the duty of the Tosaka is to obtain it. Above all, it is a path we are destined to walk as mages. And with that, he ruffled my hair one last time and left. I never saw him again. My father/teacher was one of the masters who participated in the Holy Grail War. He never came home.
いってらっしゃいませ、お父様。
Safe travels, father. I bid him farewell as a well-behaved daughter should. I knew I was on the verge of tears, but I didn't let them show. I loved him. He was a great father, an even greater mage. Mages are stubborn people. As far as I knew, there wasn't a more upstanding man in the whole world. As my instructor, he trained me. As my father, he loved me. So I decided I'd accept the things he left for me and choose my own path. Rin, before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of the Tosakas to obtain it, but above all, it is the path we are destined to walk as mages. In the end, his final words for me were given as a mage, not as a father. That's the moment I made up my mind.
よし、それじゃあ一つ気合い入れて一人前になりますか。
Alright, I guess I better do everything I can to become a worthy mage. It's only natural for an apprentice to live up to her master's hopes. That's how I, Rin Tosaka, grew up after experiencing life twists and turns. It's been 10 years since my father went off to war. I wouldn't say it. I've been looking forward to this day, but I am a bit on edge. That goes without saying. After all, that moment which was burned into my memory 10 years ago will soon be upon me again. January 31st. Time to wake up. Someone turn off the light. Turn off the clock. I hear something. Ring ring. Yarasai. Shut up. Shut up. Stop. The noise doesn't stop. It's such an infernal racket. It's almost as if it's here to avenge my father. Get up, you lazy bum. What now? I was up late, just a little longer. I wish it just let me sleep a bit more. In fact, it should. I stayed up into the early hours deciphering my father's will. I used a hell of a lot of magical energy to do it. I'm totally exhausted, body and mind. Ugh, good grief. Cut me some slack, would you? Ring, 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 ring. The alarm clock is deaf to my complaints. What kind of machine makes a noise that seems like its sole purpose is to remind you that you're late? Late? I can't be late. True, but there's a time and a place for everything. No matter how much of an overachiever I am, I should try to make it to school on time at least for today, if only slightly.
あらかじめ30分ずらして目覚ましをセットして30分
Oh, right. I set my alarm 30 minutes early, which means I should still be able to sleep another 30 minutes. Yeah, and then you just keep hitting the snooze button, and then you just fall deeper into sleep, and then you're like 30 minutes late. I know, I've done it. Doesn't that sound off? 30 minutes early. I peer at the alarm clock through sleepy, heavy eyelids. The hand points to 7 o'clock on the dot. I usually get up at 6:30, which means I've completely used up my safety margin. Speaking of which, why is my brain so slow in the morning? I glare at the alarm clock for several seconds. I shut off the alarm clock and climb sluggishly out of bed. Definitely not a morning person. I can relate. The morning chill bites at me as I cross the hallway and enter the parlor. This is the final 7 o'clock a.m. in January. Winters in Fuyuki are relatively warm, but the morning here are cold as anywhere. Even at home, my breath mists white. It's that much colder without anyone else living here. Heater. Where's my heater? Where's my warm air when you need it? I turn on the heater and go wash up. Single living is so inconvenient at times like these. If there was someone else here to wake up before me, then the parlor would already be heated. I wash my face at the sink. I run a brush through my hair and get dressed. A chilly morning in a frigid bathroom. The only thing to be said for it is that the cold water mercilessly beats the sleepiness from me. With a final tug on the bathroom ribbon at my collar, I finish getting dressed. All that's left is to have breakfast and go to school. The clock reads just past 7, so my morning rush feels a bit anticlimactic. Oh, I don't even have to run then. Of course, I'd never do anything so uncouth as in sprinting to school. Who uses uncouth? I've only heard it in like certain movies and stuff like that, but I've never used or heard anyone use uncouth in a conversation. The Tosaka family motto dictates that we conduct ourselves with confidence and elegance at all times. My ancestors must have been some high and mighty aristocrats if that's what we've taught through the generations. The anachronistic mansion I lived in is proof enough of that. Plus, the Tosakas are a line of spell weavers who practice what is known as magecraft. We're not just an old family. We have an admirable storied history. Not that it's anything to brag about. In fact, I literally can't talk about it. The truth is, I'm a mage. Who could I even brag about that to? As the name suggests, magecraft is what most normal people would see as magic. It sounds like something supernatural. Woohoo! And if you'd like to think of it as just wiggling your fingers and saying abracadabra, that's fine too. Just think of us as people who chant weird words and make equally weird stuff. That said, we don't fly around broomsticks. We don't shoot stars out of wands either. We can do things that kind of like that, but there's no point, so we don't. We're pretty much heretics who lurk in the shadows of society. We're not allowed to draw attention to ourselves, and anyone who has the time of that kind of thing would rather spend it on research. Ordinary humans might call us magicians, but that would be wrong. In fact, there are only 5 magicians in the whole world. Magicians are what we call people who can do something no one else can, and they can accomplish feats beyond the means of modern science and perform genuine miracles. Similarly, magic is the label we use for mystics, magical mysteries that can't be realized without any amount of time or skill. While magecraft, though it looks mysterious, is something anyone can do with enough time and resources. I'm a mage. and the kind of mystics I use are merely magecraft and not true magic. Confusing, I know, but that's how it works. Also, modern civilization doesn't accept the existence of mages. We believe and manipulate and study things that can be measured. It can't be measured, which puts us at odds with modern society. Above all, there's no hope to any of what we can do. You'd be so much happier just going off to normal school and becoming a normal adult than you would be studying magecraft. Human technology has accomplished great things. For the last few centuries, magecraft has been playing catch-up to the progressive civilization. Nothing is impossible for humanity anymore. Miracles that could only be realized with magecraft in the distant past have been reduced to common tools and appliances. Even so, magecraft does have its benefits. Just as there are some things only science can accomplish, there are human heights only mystics can reach. If science is racing into the future, then mages are racing into the past. I think the Tosaka's Grand Master said that. Whether you're heading into the past or the future, your destination is the same, 0 or something like that. We can shelve the difficult topics for now. Philosophy is for the elderly. Tis true. I finish my breakfast and pick up my bag.
そうだペンダント持っていかないと
Oh right, I gotta bring my pendant. I'm reluctant to take something so valuable to school, but it would be a waste to leave it behind.
何しろ100年もの虫だもんねうちにある宝石の中じゃダントツで最強だし
I mean, this thing's 100 years old. It's by far the most powerful jewel that we have. One could even say that it's on an entirely different level. I obtained the gem after decoding my father's will last night. It's imbued with 10 years worth of my own magical energy. It's been told that the Tosaka family has heirloom jewels passed down since the olden days, and this might be one of them. Tosaka mages specialize at the conversion and flow of power. We channel our magical energies into precious gems, whenever we have a spare moment. Simply put, I am the gun and the jewel are bullets. The other main thing I've inherited from my father is the magic crest, engraved into my left arm. A magic crest is proof that I'm the heir of our lineage. It's like all the techniques of the Tosaka condensed into a tattoo.
まだ始まったわけじゃないけど用心に越したことはないな
Can't let my guard down, even if it hasn't started yet. For now, I stow my pendant, my father's keepsake, in my pocket.
切り札だもんねこれに秘められた魔力ならできないことはないぐらいなんだし
It's my trump card. There's nothing I can do with the power stored in there. It's 7:30. I better leave soon if I don't want to be late for school. She uses magic to lock her doors? That's impressive. Lock code 3, because I am not gonna hold on, let me see if I can. Let's see if I can say this. Well, butchering it for whatever it's worth. Okay, alright. Shilbum Verfaheren. It's not Verfaheren, but it's Verfaheren. Yeah, Verfaheren. I weave an energy into a brief foreign phase. As a mage, I can't neglect the security of my own home base. That still applies even if I never had so much of a single burglar, lost child, or stray cat wander into my home. Actually, I don't think the neighbors have ever even come over to say hello.
別にいいけどね
I didn't even know she had
この
neighbors.
子でさ入ってこないってどういうことよ
They don't even show that she has neighbors in the anime, to be honest. I thought she like lived in the middle of nowhere. Like she just lived in this gigantic mansion. Like not in the middle of nowhere, but further out from the city. That's fine with me. But why don't I ever get any stray cats around here? That's a good question. I look up at the mansion that's been my home for over a decade. Fuyuki is a strange city. One side of the intersection dividing into the residential area is filled with an old samurai estate, while the side I am on has an abundance of mansion built in European style. Apparently, a whole bunch of foreign families immigrated here long ago. Excuse me. But I've never seen a single foreigner around. There's even a cemetery for foreigners in Shinto, the new part of the city, across from the river, but it was built for the generations that immigrated here.
日本の土が合わなかったのかな。
Maybe Japan just didn't suit them. Make a mental note to ask the priest about it the next time I visit the church. He's nothing if not full of boring trivia for sure. Oh? Something feels off as soon as I step outside.
なんだろう。思ったより静かなんです。
Did we wake up on a Saturday? Is it Saturday? Is that why no one's around? I mean, this is kind of creepy, the fact that there's like, literally no one here, but, you know, isn't it a Saturday? That's weird. It's quieter than I thought. There's no trace of the typical morning bustle. It's 7:30 in the morning. There would normally be students and workers on their daily commute.
こういう日もあるか。
I guess it's just one of those days. Maybe everyone slept in. Or maybe it's Saturday. It's unusually cold today, so everyone must be snuggling up in bed. I wish I was snuggled up in bed.
けどさすがに。
Still though, even if that were true, it's strange that there isn't a single student on the street. At this time of day, you'd expect to see at least a school uniform or two. And yet, from where I'm standing at the school gate, it looks like morning club activities are just starting up. Which can only mean...
あれ父さんか今朝は一段と早いのね
Well, it's a shame. It's not a Saturday. So we did have school today. Oh, Tosaka. You're awfully early today.
やっぱりそうきた。
I knew it. With a light sigh, I turned to face the student who called out to me.
おはよう今日も寒いねこりゃ
Morning. Sure is cold today. The girl who addressed me so casually is Ayako Mitsuzuri. She's my classmate in 2A, and she has quite a history.
おはよう、みつづりさん。つかぬことを聞くけど、今何時だかわかる？
Morning, Mitsuzuri. And sorry for the weird question, but do you know what time it is?
何時って
Oh, jeez. Daylight savings. Daylight savings. It hit us where we were at least expected it. Oh no, it's like 6:30 probably. Oh no. No wonder we were still so tired. Oh, how unfortunate. It's not even 7 yet. You still asleep? You still asleep or something? She waves her hand in front of my face as if to ask if anybody's home. Ayako is one of my few friends, and she knows I'm not a morning person. She's probably figured out by now that I'm still completely with it. Not completely with it.
1時間早かったみたい。しかもちなみに。
The clocks at home are an hour ahead. All of them, apparently.
目覚まし時計はおろか、柱時計までしっかり早まってた。
I thought it was just my alarm clock, but the grandfather clock was off too. What's going on here? father must have set the clocks to go haywire once I took the pendant out of the underground cellar.
どう坂
I mean, luckily it was an hour behind instead of an hour ahead, because then we'd be late. Tosaka,
気にしないで。別に大したことじゃないから。
don't worry about it.
三辻さんは今日も朝る？
It's no big deal. Are you on your way to a morning practice, Mitsuri?
ええ弓道部は問題児も多いしうまいのが一人減ったからね4月の新入生獲得のために少しぐらいは見栄えを良くしとかないと
Yeah, there's a lot of troublemakers in the Kyoto Club, and we've down one of our best shooters. We need to put on a good show if we're going to attract the first years in April.
気苦労が絶えないのね。
I see. Sounds rough.
他人事だからって言ってくれるわあついでだから見ていく遠坂が見学する分には男どもも喜ぶけど
Way to show you care. Oh, wanna come see? I'm sure the boys would love to know you're watching. The Kyoto Club, huh? I'm acquainted with 3 of its members. One is Ayako, the girl I'm talking to right now. I barely ever speak to the other 2. Of those latter 2, there's one that I actually can't explain away as simple as an acquaintance. I became friends with Ayako, the club captain, because I had been watching the club from afar.
そうね。様子を見るだけなら付き合うわ。早く来すぎたからやることもないし。
Okay, as long as it's just watching, I'll come. It's not like I have anything else to do this early in the morning.
よしじゃあ善は急げ早速行こう
Nice. Let's get going. Watch some archery. One of our school's trademarks is its well-equipped archery range. The chair of the school board has a passion for Kyoto, traditional Japanese archery, so they built a magnificent range on campus. It's kind of a waste for a high school club, to be honest.
ほらほらまだ開始まで時間があるし中でお茶しようぜ遠坂
Come on, let's go. There's still time before practice starts, so I'll get you some tea. Ayako tugs on my arm, looking somewhat pleased. If I'm being honest, her brusque way of speaking is a bad habit. As Ayako said, there is no one else at the range. We sip Japanese tea that's so hot it numbs my tongue as we prepare ahead for today's classes. The hot drinks is delicious in the quiet, wintry archery range.
さて単刀直入に聞くけどそっちの調子はどうなのよ遠坂いい加減頼りになる相棒は見つかった
Okay, I'll get right down to it. What's up with you today, Tosaka? Did you finally reel in someone good? Yep. Yeah, that's definitely it was definitely picking up love interests. That's what Rin Tosaka does on the daily. Always finding a way to pick up her man. And she uses the occasion to ask me something completely ridiculous.
いきなり本題に入るのね、あなたは。
Oof. You're just getting straight into it today, aren't you?
その言いぶりだと、そっちはもう見つけたんだ。
Should I take that tone to mean you beat me to the punch?
ノーコメント遠坂が手を沸かすまではこっちの秘密さでどうなのその疲れた顔を見ると脈ありって感じだけど
No comment. If you're not showing your cards, then neither am I. So how about it? If you being so tired of anything to go by, I bet I'm right on the top. I'm a little sus on what she's meaning by that.
こっちもノーコメント。
No comment either.
あなたに隠してもどうせ見抜かれるか。
But I guess
だがこっちはまだよ。
But I guess even if I tried to hide it, you'd see right through me. Sally, not yet.
綾子の方はお互いのんびりしてる余裕はないはずだけど。
What about you? Can you really afford to take your time on the romantic front?
そうなんだけど私も雲行きは怪しいわ とりあえず取り繕うことはできるけど、ことがことでしょ。この先の命運がかかってるんだから妥協するわけにもいかないし。
You're not wrong. Things aren't looking too good. Sure, I could grab someone just for appearances, but quality matters, you know? I shouldn't compromise when my future is on the line.
勝手に決めて私に負けるのもね。
Uh-huh. Are you that worried that you'll make the wrong choice and lose to me?
もちろん私にとって重要なのはあんたを任すことだもの。何が手に入るとか何を手に入れるとかは二の次よ。
Obviously. The important thing here is that you lose to me. What I actually gain is in the process is secondary, really. She chuckles confidently.
似た者同士ね、私たち。
We're two peas in a pod.
ええ、初めて会った時に言ったでしょ。あんたとはそういう関係にあるんだ。
Yeah. I told you when we met that this is what it would be like between us. She did, didn't she? Kill or be killed. I'm sure that's how it would be between us. I was genuinely surprised to have someone say that right off the bat. Translation. Our friendship won't bloom unless we constantly trading blows, is what Ayako was getting at. I agree with her. In the 2 years since then, I still haven't figured out whether she's my friend or my nemesis. They're frenemies.
私たちなんでこんな話してるんだっ
They're frenemies. That's what this is. Does anybody have a frenemy? And my name color changed all by itself. Really? What was it last time? I mean, on Twitch, it's on my end, it's saying it's orange, but on multi-stream, it's saying it's blue. How did we get on this again?
なんでって言い出したのは遠坂でしょ。
Of course, Tosaka started it. It's always Tosaka's fault. What? You started it, Tosaka.
あんたがいつまでも彼氏がいないのは女としてどうよなんてこぼすもんだから。なら3年になる前に
To be honest,
どっちが先に
I-
勝負になったんじゃない。
To be honest, I from the anime, from what I've watched, like that was never something that she was worried about. Like it was all about, you know, being a mage and her parents' legacy and stuff like that, and winning the Holy Grail War. So I'm surprised that this is in the visual novel. But then again, the novel usually has more stuff than the anime does. You complained that you'd never have a boyfriend, so we decided to make it a contest to see who catches one first, remember?
ああ、そうだった。売り言葉に買い言葉ってやつだった。で、遅れを取った方が一日言いなりになるんだって。
Ah, right. That was the deal. We said that whoever loses has to do whatever the winner says for a day, right?
ええ、今時子供でも交わさない約束だけど、あんたと私に限って往生際が悪いってことはないでしょ。
Yep. I don't think even kids make deals like this anymore. But we're both sore losers. That's right. We're both stubborn.
どんな結果になろうと、負けた方はおとなしく勝者に従うことになる。
Ha!
それを思うと私は今から楽しみで楽しみで。
It depends on which route we're on. If it's the Fate one, then it's a draw. If it's the Unlimited Blade Works one, I win. And then if it's Heaven's Feel, I don't know if you get a good boyfriend. I don't know if you ever get a boyfriend, but I know in one of these scenarios I win. No matter what happens, the loser has to honor the deal. Gotta say, I'm looking forward to winning. Ayako snickers in delight. My goodness. Ayako Mitsuzuri is, to put it mildly, a handful. I'll admit I'm looking forward to winning myself. So that goes for the both of us.
けど三つ釣りさん、楽しむのは結構だけど、目的を互いないに気をつけなさい。勝負の内容は後先だけじゃないでしょ。
When I came in, name was kind of blue, green, and then I did my streak and it turned red. Oh, interesting. You have leveled up. You leveled up, my friend. You've gone from blue-green to red. Congratulations. Welcome. Welcome to the 3 Streak Club. I see, but Mitsuzuri, you can look forward to the future. Don't lose sight of the goal. There's more to our contest than being first to the finish.
分かってるって遠坂より早く遠坂が心底羨ましがるような関係にならないと完全勝利とは言えないからね
I know. It's not a real victory unless it's a relationship that makes you green with envy.
私たちにとってはそれが一番厄介な問題なんだがどんなにいい男だろうと好きになれなきゃ意味がない
That's the biggest challenge for the both of us, though. It doesn't matter how great of a guy he is, if we can't bring ourselves to love him. Ayako sighs is heavy. From what I've heard, she's known as a bit of a misandrist. Misandrist? Wait, whoa. I've never heard of this word. Which might be embarrassing that I don't know this word. Hold on. Misandrist. A person who hates men compared. Wow. Oh, Mitsuzuri. How dare. Can't put too much stock in gossip, though. That she made this a bet at all means less that she just doesn't like boys and more that she just hasn't found the right person. That aside.
ちょっと、私たちって何よ、私たちって。
Wait, when did this become we?
断っておきますけど、私はそっちと違って冷血感じゃありません。男の子を好きになるなんて問題でもなんでもないの。
Yeah, Rin just acts like an ice queen. I'll have you know that I'm not an ice queen like you. I'd have no problem liking a boy.
ああそれ嘘もしくは気づいていないだけ遠坂が男を気にかけるなんてことは絶対ないもん
Well, I mean, it's the tsundere nature. They have to break through. Or I haven't even heard of that word. Like, honestly, I have never heard of misandrist or misanthrope either. Those two are foreign. Yeah, not buying it. Maybe you just haven't realized it, but I can't imagine you getting soft on a boy. As long as they get through the tsundere nature, it's fine.
今まで数えきれない
You're always getting asked out, and you never once said yes.
してないじゃない少しでも興味があるなら付き合おうって思うでしょなのに断り続けるってことはあんたは男に興味がないってことよ
You'd think that if you were actually interested, you'd at least date a few. I'd say your record speaks for itself. You don't care about boys. Oh, so we're the misandrist.
その場合、すでに好きな相手がいるから断ってるって話もあるじゃない。
You have no imagination at all, do you? What if I already have feelings for someone?
おおすごい美談いいねそういうロマンだな
Wow. Talk about all tall tales. But sure, I can appreciate a good romance. Ayako's tone isn't mocking. She nods silently. Her sigh tells me that it would be nice if it were true. I don't believe myself. I really can't hide anything from her.
そうね。私もそう思う。
So, can I? She's right. So can I. She's right. I know very well how cold I am.
認めるわ。私、こと恋愛に関しては素人みたい。
I'll concede that I'm a novice when it comes to romance.
そういうこと。似た者同士だって言ったのに遠坂でしょ。
Andro is male, Gino is female, Anthro is human. Oh, I see. See? You learn something new every day. This is probably common knowledge that I should know, but I'm, you know, it's just not been used. That you are. 2 peas in a pod, right?
入籍7時か。秘密の話はこの辺にしとこう。いつ人がやってくるかわからないし、朝になったら学生らしく振る舞わないとな。
Darn. It's already 7. We better cut the secret meeting short. Who knows when someone might walk in on us. Time to start acting like a students.
あ、三辻さんにもそういう世間体があったなんて意外だわ。ええ、これだけでも早起きした甲斐があったみたい。
Oh, look at you. What a social butterfly. It was worth waking up just early just to see it.
あんたほど筋金入ってないけどね。私の世間体なんて遠坂凛に比べたら灯籠の斧ってもんよ。
Oh no.
あんたの猫っかぶりは擬態っていうより別人格のレベルよ。
She knows.
別人格。
She knows of our bad laziness, slobbish nature. Yeah, it's a spammer. I just ignore it, really. Ayako sniffs exaggeratedly. I empty the rest of the teacup she poured in me and brew a new pot.
で、遠坂はどうして部活に入らないのよ。運動神経がないなんてされ事は聞かないからね。私は去年の体力測定でことごとくあんたに負けたのまだ恨んでるんだから。
So why not join a club? Don't feed me your usual bull about being unathletic. I still haven't forgotten how you beat me in every fitness test last year.
あら、肺活量では三辻さんに負けたわよ、私。
Dang! And wait. I guess like it's not as bad coming from Bryn, but it's like, man, you don't talk about weight.
やったー、重さで3キロ上回った。
I gained 3 kilos of protein muscle. Ow.
体重で勝っても嬉しくないってのよ、このタヌキ。
I don't even know why you would answer it like that. It's like, haha, I beat you in lung capacity and wait a minute. That's not something to celebrate. Wait. That's not something to celebrate, darn it. You tricked me. Ayako slaps the table.
危ない。お茶がこぼれるでしょ、三辻さん。首相なんだから道場は大丈夫なさい。
Careful, you might spill the tea. Shouldn't the club captain be better taking care of this place?
うるさい。私は首相である前に遠坂のライバル。
Shut it. I'm your rival first and club captain somewhere after that.
部員がいなけりゃ
If there's no one there, yeah, I keep forgetting to do that. If there's no one else around, you can bet I'm ready to take you on the fight to you. See, pure frenemies. I love it. Ayako side-eyes me with a huff. She has a unique idea about beauty. A beautiful woman must walk in the martial path. She's always going on about that. Not surprisingly, she's well versed in most martial arts. Kyudo was the discipline she was at least skilled at, so she joined the club and worked her way up to the captain. She's probably one of the top 3 people in our school you'd at least want to mess with.
あら、部員がいなければ首相じゃないなんて問題発言じゃないそれ。
Should you really be saying that you stop being a captain if none of your club members are around?
問題発言なもんですか。私はお飾りの首相だから、できることって言ったら不良部員を取り締まることだけよ。
Why not? I'm only captain for show. I I can just have the more unruly members take care of any grunt work.
私以上にしゃがりっぱなやつがいるんだから主将としての面目なんてないわ。
Plus, there's better shooters than me anyway. I don't have any captain's honor to defend.
そうなの？藤村先生、三辻さんが飛び抜けてうまいって言ってたけど。
That's so? I recall Miss Fujimura saying that you were the best they had.
あの人がそう言うんならそりゃ少しは自信が持てるけど、まあいなくなっちまったやつのことなんて考えても仕方ないか。そうね、藤村先生がそう言ってくれたんなら真面目に首相やんないとまずいか。
Coming from her, that's a bit of an ego boost. But still, she's only saying that because of the guy who left. You're right though. If Miss Fujimura thinks that much of me, I better act like a real captain.
そうそう。噂をすれば壁。そろそろ部員がやってくるからでしょ。
That's
私はおいとませるけど、三辻さんがきちんと首相になりなさい。
that's the spirit. And speak of the devil, here comes your clubmates now. Time for me to go, but make sure you do your best, or do your part.
何？見ていかないの？じゃあ。
What? You're not gonna watch us shoot?
見てもわからないもの。遠くから眺める分にはいいけどね。不心得者が道場にいるわけにはいかないでしょ。
I wouldn't understand even if I did. It's one thing to watch from afar, but the uninitiated shouldn't loiter in the dojo. Just as I get up to leave, the first club members begin entering the archery range.
おはようございます、師匠。
Good morning, Captain.
ああ、おはようマト。今朝は一人？
Morning, Mato. Are you by yourself today?
はい。力になれず、申し訳ありません。
Yes. I'm sorry I couldn't convince him to come.
ああ、いいっていいって。本人が弓をやらないって言うんなら無理をさせても仕方がない。
It's fine. If he doesn't want to, there's no point in forcing him. Ayako speaks to the first club member to
そ
arrive.
れじゃあ失礼するわ。また後でね、三辻さん。
I'll be going then. See you later, Mitsuzuri.
ああ、また後でね、登坂。
Yeah, later, Tosaka.
お疲れ様です。東坂先輩。
Have a good day, Tosaka.
ありがとう。さくらもしっかりね。
Thanks. Hang in there, Sakura. I leave the dojo behind so as not to get in the way.
いやあ、登坂。おはよう。
No,
朝から君に会えるなんてついてるな。
good. Good. Of course, I would need to see Shinji. Morning, Tosaka. Funny running into you so early. Oh no. And here comes the person I least wanted to see.
おはよう、マト君。今日は早いのね。
Good morning, Mato. You're here early.
当たり前だろ。首相なんだから。早めに来ないと一年に示しがつかないじゃないか。
Of course I am. I'm the captain, so I need to set a good example for the first years. I thought Mrs. Zuru was the team captain. Shinji Mato, from the Class 2C, grins at me. He's the vice captain of the Kyoto Club, and darling of half the girls at school. It's mostly thanks to his looks, of course, but he's also admired for his good grades, social graces, being kind to girls, and being an overall heartthrob, or something like that. I really don't follow that kind of stuff. It's just what I hear from my classmates say.
そう。ご機嫌なところ悪いんだけど、一文字抜けてるわ、マト君。大事な字だから忘れない方がいいと思うけど。
I see. Hate to burst your bubble, but I'm pretty sure you're forgetting an important part of that motto. Try to remember for next time.
一文字抜けてるって何がさ。
What's that?
幸福の
Vice.
字は違うけど響きは一緒でしょ、副首相さん。気をつけなさい。別に首相も副首相も変わらないけど、変に意識するとこだわってるみたいに聞こえるでしょ。
Vice. I don't care whether you're captain or vice captain, but if you make a point of leaving it out, people might think it bothers you, vice captain.
そうだね。今後は気をつけて。ありがとう、遠坂。
You're right. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Tosaka.
お礼を言われるようなことはしてないけど、まあマト君がそう思ったのなら私には関係ないか。
Not sure I did anything you should thank me for, but hey, I'm not going to stop you. With that, I turned to leave the range.
ちょっと待て。見学に来たんだろう。なら見ていけばいいじゃないか。遠坂の大歓迎だよ。
Well, hang on. You're here to watch, aren't you? You're more than welcome to stay.
遠慮するわ。練習の邪魔をしたくないもの。
Pass. I don't want to interrupt your practice.
そんなの構わないよ。他の連中が気に障るんなら締め出すからさ。ちょっと寄っていけって。
I don't mind at all. If anyone says otherwise, I'll kick them out. So why don't you stick around?
だから邪魔をする気はないって言ってるでしょ。
I already said I don't want him to intrude.
それに私別に弓道に興味があるわけじゃないから。
It's not as if I'm particularly interested in Kyudo.
知らない奴の試合を見ても嬉しくないわ。
I'm not really excited to watch a bunch of people I don't really know shooting arrows.
なんだよ、遠坂。弓道に興味はなかったんだ。
What's that, Tosaka? You don't care about Kyudo.
だっていうのに、放課後になると遠くから見てたのは、そういうわけか。
Huh. I must be confused after seeing you watch us after school so many times. I don't know what he's playing at, but he seems to have seriously misunderstood things.
なんだ知ってたのマト。
So you knew, Mato.
ああ、よく目があった。
Oh my god.
僕と遠坂。
Uh-huh.
シャを終えてさ。
False.
遠坂は僕。
False. False. Man, you really fool yourself. You think I was watching Tosaka would be watching you. That's so funny. That's very funny. Yeah, our eyes met. Yeah, our eyes met often. You and I. I saw you watching me.
声を返したかったけど、一応決まりだ。車上では声を上げちゃいけないんだ。
I wanted to call out to you, but you know how it is. I can't raise my voice on the range. Okay, personal space, buddy, bubble, personal social bubble. You're kind of breaching it. You need to kind of back up. Shinji starts closing in on me, looking pleased with himself. I see the triumphant glint in his eyes competing with that affable smile.
勘違いしてたよ。遠坂は弓が好きなんだと思ってたけど、弓道には興味がないんだ。ならなんで、遠坂は道場を見ていた。
I had it all wrong all along. I thought you liked watching us shoot. But you aren't interested? Why were you watching us then, Tosaka? Ah, now I see. It would sound like that, wouldn't it?
離れてくれないかしらマト。私あまり人に近寄られるのは好きじゃないし。
Would you mind taking a step back, Mato? I like my personal space.
なあね、遠坂。
What was that, Tosaka?
ここまで言ってもわからないよね。
Wow, you're still not getting it.
趣味じゃないけど仕方ないか。簡単にあなたにも理解できるように言ってあげる。
This isn't my usual style, but I guess I'll have to make an exception for you. Here, I'll make it real simple so even you can understand.
いいマト君。私は弓道に興味がない以上にあなたに興味はないって言ってるよ。実際あなたが
That is kinda harsh.
初めて知ったぐらいだし、きっとこれからも目に入らないわ。
Woo! Burned. So much burn. Woo! Okay, yeah, you need to put out that fire. I think his clothes caught on fire after that burn. Come on. I am even less interested in you than I am in Kyoto. I didn't even know you were in the club, and I doubt I'll remember the next time either. What did you say? I must have touched a nerve because he tries to grab me roughly. Whoa! Not only is he invading our personal space, but he's trying to grab us, a fair maiden such as ourselves. The audacity! I twist out of his reach and turn to leave.
それじゃあね、マトック。自意識過剰なのも結構だけど、ほどほどにしておいた方がいいわよ。
Bye, Mato. Sometimes a little less self-consciousness can do you good.
大阪お前
Tosaka, you little. Shinji sounds like he's about to say something, but he keeps his temper and doesn't chase after me. The guy is all style, but just no substance. If he had a little backbone, the people around him wouldn't suffer nearly so much. I take the rear entrance into the campus from the archery range. It's past 7 now, but there still aren't students in the hallways.
あれ、東坂さんだ。
Hey, it's Tosaka. Good morning, Miss
おはよ
Fujiwara.
うございます。おはよう、東坂さん。ちゃんと挨拶してくれて、先生は嬉しいよ。
We gotta keep up with our goody two-shoes natures while we're at school. Can't let them see the real us. Yep. Good morning to you. I just love how you're so polite to teachers like me. The strange woman pretends to sob in delight. It may be hard to believe, but this extraordinarily affectionate and happy-go-lucky woman is actually a teacher here.
先生、ちゃんと挨拶をする以外にその挨拶があるのでしょうか。
Is there another way to say good morning?
うん、あるわよ。1年生はちゃんと挨拶してくれるんだけどね。上級生になってくると私の名字で挨拶しないんだから。東坂さんはああいう輩の真似しちゃダメだからね。
There sure are. The first years all greet me properly, but once they're all upperclassmen, they stop using my surname. Don't follow their example, all right?
よくわかりませんけど、先生に失礼なことはしませんが。
Oh, I'm not quite sure how I understand, but I wouldn't be rude to you.
よしよし。ああ、みんながみんな東坂さんみたいだったらいいのにな。
Good girl. Oh, how I wish they would be more like you, Tosaka. The parting wave, and I see Miss Fujiwara leaves. Fortunately, she isn't my homeroom teacher. Miss Fujiwara not getting any love. Miss Fujiwara teaches English. Her sunny attitude belies her expert rank in Japanese fencing, kendo. In her student days, they called her the Fuyuki Tiger. They probably still call her the Fuyuki Tiger. Don't mess with Miss Fujimura. That's the mystery, though. You'd think someone known as a tiger would be feared, not adored, right? Miss Fujimura cheerily heads off in the direction of the archery range. For some reason, she's the faculty advisor to the Kyoto Club, instead of the Kendo Club. It's just before 7:30. I can see students doing their club activities on the school grounds, but there's hardly anyone indoors. Except...
大阪
Gugh! Tosaka! He always blurts out my name like I did something wrong every time he sees me.
あら、生徒会長。こんな朝早くから校舎の周り？それとも各部室の手入れかしら。どっちでもいいけど相変わらず豆ね、そういうとこ。
Here we are. Here we go. There's more frenemy energy happening here, but in the other direction. Well, if it isn't the student council president, it's a little early for patrolling campus, isn't it? Or are you maybe fixing up the club rooms? You're as diligent as always. Not that I care.
そういうお前こそ何を企んでいる部活動もしていないお前がこんな早くに何の用か
And just what are you doing here? You're not even in the club, so why are you here so early?
ただの気まぐれよ。リュウド君ちみたいに早起きじゃないのよ、私。
I just felt like it. I'm not an early riser like your family, Ryodo. The student council president's handsome face darkens with suspicion. He seems to have it out for me. I really don't know why. Maybe me saying temples are so dull, dull pass, is what started it. Temples are so dull pass, is what started it.
一つ聞いておくが、
One question for you.
最近夜遅くまで校舎にいたことはあるか、父さん。
One question for you. Have you been staying late on the campus lately, Tosaka?
ないわね。私が帰宅部だって知ってるでしょ、ユウの君は。
Nope. I'm in the Go Home Club. You know that.
当然だ。生徒会長を任された以上、全校生徒の情報は把握している。
Naturally. As the appointed student council president, I'm well acquainted with all of our students' affairs.
そうなら私に聞くまでもないでしょ。なんだってそんなこと聞くか知らないけど、生徒会の仕事を部外者に押し付けちゃまずいんじゃない？
That's nice. I'm not sure why you bothered asking then. I hope you're not trying to pawn your student council work off on outsiders.
情報収集は一人でやりなさいよ。私みたいな部外者に頼らないで。
Spy on your fellow students yourself. Don't ask me. It's got nothing to do with me.
たわけ。お前のどこが部外者だ。
In what way are you an outsider?
うちの会計の首根っこ掴んで悪さをしたのを知らぬと思ったが、このネギツレ。
Don't think I haven't noticed the way you use your wiles to get your hooks into our treasurer, you vixen.
あら、人聞きが悪いわね。あれは三辻さんに頼まれて部費の割合を明らかにしただけでしょ。
Well, that wasn't called for. Mitsuzuri just asked me to publicize your club budget allocations.
みんなの予算がどこに使われているか調べるなんて、生徒として当然の行為だと思うけど。
Don't the students have a right to know how their funds are being spent?
なんと、うちの会計を1週間休ませた精神的ダメージが当然の行為なのか。とんでもない倫理観をお持ちのようだな、相変わらず。
That's all it was. That's all this was to you, wasn't it? The psychological damage you inflicted on the treasurer made her take an entire week off. I shouldn't be surprised to see just how twisted your ethics are.
あなたもね、部下の手綱ぐらいちゃんと握ってなさい。
Look who's talking. You want to keep your students, your staff on a tighter leash.
文化系ばかりひいきするのはフェアじゃないわ。
Playing favorites with the cultural clubs doesn't seem fair to me.
わかっている。だからこそ俺の手で不正を正したかったのだな。
I know that. That's why I was going to audit them myself. It's fixed, he say. Just then, an unexpected visitor makes his presence known.
と、悪い。頼んだのはこっちなのに、エミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった。許せ。
Oh, sorry, Emiya. You're doing all the work while I'm out here, and I just asked for your help with the repairs. Forgive me. Don't worry about it. Where's the next one? We don't have much time.
ああ、次は昇格室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天井を全うされた。
The AV room, then. The equipment's been acting up for a while, and it finally gave up with the ghost. If it's completely broken, I can fix it. It'd be easier to buy a new one.
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨時だが、お前から見れば奇病かもしれん。
You're right, but I'd appreciate it if you'd take a look at it all the same. It looks like it's on its deathbed to me, but you might be able to nurse it back to health. Okay, I'll try. Good old Emiya. Always helping others. Beckoned by the other student, the president leaves. I'd stopped thinking during the sudden turn of events. The other boy, wrench, screwdriver in hand, turns as if he remembered something. You're early today, Tosaka. He awkwardly mutters and leaves. Was that all he... Was that supposed to be a grade? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I was like, was that his variation of a grading? Because it wasn't really a good one. The president and the student called Emiya walking off into... The president and the student called Emiya walk off into the distance. That would be Shiro Emiya from Class 2C.
それはいいんだけどさ。
I hope that's all it was. How do I put it? The wrench looked right at home in his hands, but I'm not sure if it's because it makes him look tough or handy. Have fun seducing boys. Bruh, that's not what I'm doing. Oh, have a good night, DJ. Thanks for stopping in, but I'm not seducing boys. Man, don't make it sound like that. Bruh. Have a good night. Stay wholesome, my friend. At 7:30 a.m., there's somebody else in classroom 2A. I take a seat at my desk and flip through my math workbook. There's still 30 minutes until morning homeroom. I've got time to kill until my classmates start arriving. The classroom is lively as lunch break begins after 4th period. My school has a cafeteria, so only about half the students stay in the room. Jeez! It's mostly girls that stay behind. Man, what a what a homeroom first period and second period. The girls think the cafeteria is a bit too liberal with the seasoning, so
あの、どうぞこさん。よかったらお昼ご飯一緒に食べませんか？
who are you? Now I remember you from the anime. Tosaka, would you like to have lunch with me? We girls tend to enjoy our lunches as a group.
ありがとう、三枝さん。けどごめんなさい。私今日は学食なんです。今朝は寝過ごしてしまってお弁当を作る余裕がなかったものですから。
I'm sorry I can't, Sekusa. But thanks for asking. I'll be eating at the cafeteria today. I overslept this morning, so I didn't have time to make... That's a lie! Don't lie to this girl. You were here 30 minutes early. Don't tell me you didn't... You didn't have time. Get out of here.
そうなんですか。ごめんなさい。そうとも知らず呼び止めてしまって。余計なことしましたね。
Of course. Sorry for ambushing you with that. Segusa looks guilty at her feet. Among the refined and well-behaved students of Class A, she's the most demure. For some reason, she's really nice to me.
余計なことだなんてそんなことはありません。今日はたまたまだから気にしないで。また明日これに懲りず声をかけてください。
There's nothing to apologize for. I just didn't have time to make lunch today. Please ask me again tomorrow. I let her down gently as I can and offer a genuine smile.
はい。でも遠坂さんにも寝過ごすこともあるんですね。
Oh, okay. So even you sleep in too, huh? Oh no, not me. I would never. She's adorable. Yukiya Saikusa isn't a drop-dead gorgeous, but her smile always puts everyone around her at ease.
ええ、そうなんです。なんとかごまかしてますけど、本当は寝ぼすけなんですよ、私。部活だって朝起きられないから入ってないんです。
It does happen. I don't let it show, but I'm really not a morning person. I can't get up early enough to be in any clubs. Sakusa somehow maintains an elegant air even when startled. Watching her reaction is always so calming, but that doesn't mean I have time to just stand here and talk. If I keep up a conversation with someone so disarming, the real me is bound to show herself. No, we can never let the outside world know the real Tosaka.
それじゃあ食堂に行ってきます。三枝さんもごゆっくり。
I'm off to the cafeteria then. Enjoy your lunch.
はい、遠坂さんも。
You too, Tosaka. Saikusa and I exchange some graceful greetings and she returns to her friends. I see that she's eating the kaede makadera and kaine himura. Kaine himura? Oh right, wasn't Saikusa the track and field club manager? Makadera and Himura are the track and field club's rising stars. Makadera's a bad influence with whom I go window shopping on days off, but I don't know Himura too well. I didn't even know she had friends. Mitsuzuri, I could understand they've had interactions, but I didn't know she had friends. Man, the visual novel is giving me all this information that the anime just does not give me.
売られたねユキッチ。だから言ったでしょ、遠坂は弁当持ってこないって。釣りたかったらあいつの分も飯用意しないとね。
Oh, is that what was going on?
待って、それは私たちも食堂に移動すればいいだけの話だ。
Maki, can't we just go to the cafeteria with her too then?
ダメダメ、食堂は狭いんだから。弁当組が座れるスペースなんてねっての。それ遠坂と分析してみなさい。男どもの視線がうざいのなんの。
Nah, it's too cramped in there to share space with us brown backers. Plus, it's really annoying how the boys stare when you sit next to Tosaka.
前の休みだってさ、一人で遊びに行ったのにあいつだけ得しちゃってさ。やだよね、美人を鼻にかけた優等生は。
The last time we hung out, she hogged all the attention. She's an overachiever and all swanky too. I can't take it. Makadera takes hold of Segusa's desk as she continues to rant about me. Despite her foul mouth, she actually wears a kimono really well, like a picturesque Japanese beauty.
牧野氏、君の陰口は遠坂城に聞こえている。
Yeah, I'm right here. It's like if you're talking smack about me, and I'm standing right here. Makino-ji. Lady Tosaka can hear everything you're saying. Meanwhile, Himura's cool and solid demeanor are a complete foil to that of Makadera.
やべ、遠坂に聞かれた。ゲゲ。
I'm right here. I'm literally in the classroom. You're yelling at the top of your lungs. Oh crap. Did she hear me? Ugh. I bet she's totally glaring at me now.
別に遠坂さん、マキちゃんを乱してなんかないと思う。
Oh, I don't think she's glaring at you.
睨んでんだよあれ。あいつは笑ってる時が一番怖いんだから。なんだよ、いいじゃんか口ぐらい。多めに見ろよ。私と遠坂の仲だろ。
Yeah, Taiyaki is what makes it all better. She's totally shooting lasers. It's the scariest when she's smiling at you. Oh, come on, just let it slide. We're pals, remember? I treated you to Taiyaki one time. Kaede Makadera puffs her cheeks out in a pout, waving her disposable chopsticks in the air. Would you believe that her hobby is collecting wind chimes? The world works in strange ways. At any rate, it's rude to Saikusa to stare at the three of them. Caught between me and the foul-mouthed Makadera, Saikusa looks like she doesn't know what to do with herself.
気にしないでいいのよ、三枝さん。
That's alright, Saikusa.
それと牧寺さん、おごらされたのは私で、品物はたい焼きではなくクレープでした。無意識に事実を改ざんする悪癖。次あたりに直さないと考えますよ。
And Makadera, I was the one who treated you to the crepe, not teriyaki. You really ought to fix how often you work in Hyperbole.
マジかね、あの笑顔。
A smile scares the daylights out of me. Makadera holds up her lunchbox lid like some kind of shield. I bid the odd trio farewell and leave the classroom. And slide the door closed. Oops.
なんだよ、大差ないじゃんか、たい焼きもクレープも。どっちも甘いの、皮で包んでるんだからさ。
Ugh, give me a break. Taiyaki crepes, what's the difference? They're both sweet things wrapped in carbs. Megadira utters something blasphemous for a girl. Uh-oh.
たい焼きとクレープが同じですって？
Oh, snap. Real Tosaka coming out to play. She thinks teiyaki and crepes are the same? Is she even human? Are all desserts the same to her? If I had known that her taste buds can't distinguish Fleur's 500 yen very, very berry from an 80 yen teiyaki and omeya. Darn you, Kate Makadera. I could have saved 420 yen.
本気で悔しがってるんだ私。
What? What am I getting actually upset for? I must still be tired from last night. The cafeteria sounds like a pain, so I'll just buy some bread from the counter and eat on the roof. I purchased my lunch and head to the unoccupied roof. Though it's different in the summertime, during the winter, the roof is a convenient place to eat that other students tend to avoid. It's too cold to hang out here during lunch, but that's a small price to pay for privacy.
さて、とりあえずご飯。
Time to eat. I indulge in the tomato sandwich and the hot lemon drink I bought from the cafeteria. It's a simple lunch, made all the more delicious by the fact that I can enjoy it up here in peace. I finish the sandwich and sip on the warm lemony drink. I'm a little tired. It's hard to balance being an overachiever with avoiding human contact as much as possible. As the saying goes, one shouldn't be accomplished at both the pen and the sword. It's a point of pride, no conviction, that I be on the top student at the school. I decided that if I was going to be a top student, then I would be the very best. I don't want people looking down on the Tosaka name. That's how Rin Tosaka came to be perfect, flawless student. On the outside. On the inside, she's a slob. On the other hand, my occupation as a mage is dangerous, so I shouldn't associate too much with normal people. When a mage is discovered by the public, she has no choice but to eliminate witnesses to protect herself. I'd rather not resort to that. That's why I keep my social interactions purely superficial, out of necessity. I only hang out with Makadera on my days off, and I turn down invitations from other social people like Saikusa. It's difficult to walking the tightrope of being the number one student at school while making sure I don't become anybody else's number one. And sure, there are times when it tires me out, and I feel like life is a real drag.
もう時間か。
Oh, it's already time? I finish the hot lemon drink and stand up. That's enough sentimentality for today. Time to go back downstairs and become Rin Tosaka again. Hello, Lilith. Welcome to stream. Rawr. Hope you're having a good day. We're doing Fate's Stay Night, the visual novel, remastered. So it's pretty chill stream today. Just doing my vocal cords. Homeroom was over today. Make sure you log your day shifts and lock the doors and windows. If you don't have any club activities, try to get home quickly. Class 2A teacher gives his usual spiel and leaves the room. As far as I know, he said it exactly the same way all year. Tosaka, are you already going home already?
朝方マトウ君と一件あったし、面倒になる前に帰るわ。
Yeah, I had a run-in with Mato this morning, so I want to leave before it gets out of hand.
やっぱりそうか。マトのやつ、今朝は特に荒れてたからさ。遠坂に手ひどく扱われたんだろうなって思ってた。
I figured he sure had a temper to his this morning. You must have put him through the ringer. Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's just us chilling today. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're not too much in pain and everything's going well for you.
そ
Did he now? Sorry for the trouble.
別にマトウが下級生をいびるのはいつものことだし、あれはあれでいい精神鍛錬になるよ。
It wasn't really. Mato's always hard on the younger students. It helps them build character.
そうよかった。じゃあこの埋め合わせはまた今度。
Ah, glad to hear it. I'll make it up to you later.
はいはい、これに懲りずまた寄っていってちょうだい。
Sure, sure. I hope it doesn't put you off. Stop by again sometime. I make my way home without taking any detours. My time as Rin Tosaka, the honor student, ends once I leave the stool. The next half of the day is reserved for the other me. I have to become the mage of the Tosaka. Is it the summoning time? When I arrive back at the house, I'm greeted with a pulsing light of my answering machine.
留守電なんて珍しいな。相手はやっぱりあんたか。
Voicemail. That's rare. Figures. It's Kide. I have a feeling I know what he's going to say. But I better listen, or I won't hear the end of it later. I press the play button and hear a familiar male voice. It's me. As I'm sure you're aware, tomorrow is the time limit, Rin. We will have a problem if you procrastinate any further. There are only 2 spots left. I must ensure all the masters are in order soon. The priest cuts straight to the point. If you plan to forfeit your rights as master, let me know by today. It will take time to dispatch a substitute mage. Liar. I bet you could find a backup right away. You've already shown signs of a command spell. Promptly summon your servant and bind them to it. Of course, it's a different discussion if you choose not to take part in the Holy Grail War. If you fear for your life, then come by the church with all due haste. The voicemail ends. It was clear a message in simple language. If you're going to fight, then be ready by today. If you aren't, then retire because you're in the way.
言われなくても分かってるわよ。
I don't need you to tell me that. It's only to be expected, I guess. Today's the last day. I can drag this out. Thankfully, I managed to decipher Father's notes yesterday. My battle preparations are in order. All that's left is to seize the right to participate as he said.
聖杯戦争。たった一つきりの聖杯を奪い合う試合。何百年も前から伝わってきた聖杯の儀式。
The Holy Grail War. A fight to the death over a single chalice. A ritual that's gone on for centuries. The mages who took part in the Holy Grail War are called masters. It doesn't denote a rank of any kind, it merely describes their role. There's a condition to participate in the Holy Grail War. You must summon a familiar called a servant and form a contract with them. Regardless of your skill as a mage, you are not recognized as a master unless you command a servant. There's a clear difference between servants and normal familiars. The way you summon and use them are different. Mages who plan to fight in the Holy Grail War prepare summoning catalysts, but
父さんのセイバーのゆかりのものを残してくれればよかったのに。
I wish Father had left me something with a connection to a saber. I don't own a relic with a connection to a servant. I can summon one, yes. In fact, I could do it right now if I wanted to, as well as form a contract. This town's ley lines are under the jurisdiction of the Tosakas. I'm in the era of the clan that administrated the land of generations, so my performance would not take a backseat to some visiting mage. Although, while that is true, it'd be awfully incompetent of me to embark on a figurative voyage without a compass.
サーバントはシンボルによって必要せられる。
Servants are drawn to symbols.
強力なサーバントを呼び出したいのなら、そのサーバントにゆかりのあるものが必要不可欠なのだ。
To summon a powerful servant who needs a symbol with a connection to that servant. In other words, I need some outrageously valuable item like a sword or a piece of armor that the servant owned, or maybe a bone or heraldry related to them.
父さんの遺言に期待してたんだけどな。これはこれでものすごい切り札なんだけど。
I had such big hopes for Father's will. No. He still did leave me a serious trump card. The pendant I discovered in the basement last night is an ancient artifact of the highest quality. It's amazing all on its own. Still, it won't help me summon a servant.
いいわよ。そんなものに頼らなくたってなんとかなるわ。そもそも私以外にセーバーを扱えるマスターなんているはずないし。
Fine. I don't need to rely on something like that to figure this out. To begin with, I doubt there's any master more qualified to handle Saber than I am. Have you seen Fate Stay Night or any of the Fate universe? What was it? Fate Grand Order, Lilith? Have you seen those animes? Alright, I've made up my mind. I'd rather not get another earful, and waiting until the last minute doesn't sit right with me. Now the real challenge begins. Tonight, I'm going to summon a servant while I'm in my peak condition and acquire a saber by force. Forcing it? That doesn't sound like a good idea. Late night. The clock reads almost 2 a.m. I hope she changed the clocks because they were like an hour behind. So that could affect her summoning. This is the period where everything lines up. My condition peaks at 2 a.m. sharp. In terms of limits, this will be my first and last chance, so I can't afford even the slightest mistake. Withdrawal.
大工のチェーンを引き算で召喚のチェーンで確保。
Withdrawal within an elimination. Engrave 4 circles of withdrawal and surround them with summoning circle. There. I inscribe magical circles into the floor of the basement. Actually, it doesn't take a major evocation to call it forth a servant. Servants are invited by the Holy Grail. Masters anchor them to the world and supply the magical energy to materialize them, but the servants are the ones who choose to respond to the summons. For the elements, silver and iron. For the foundation, stone and the Archduke of Pax. For the ancestors, my great master, Schwainnorg.
降り立つ風には壁を。四方の王は都市、王冠やので。王国になるサンコルは潤滑性。
Raise a wall for the wind that shall fall. Close the gates of the 4 directions. Come forth from the crown and follow the forked road leading to the kingdom. Still, I need to keep cautious and focus. Magic circles are normally drawn with blood, but tonight I draw mine with melted jewels. I'm using up half the jewels I've accumulated over my lifetime, so I'll never financially recover from this if it fails.
満たす。
Fill, close. Fill, close. Fill, close. Fill, close. Fill, close.
繰り返し都度にもたべ
Repeat 5 times.
満たされる時を破却する
But when each is filled, destroy it. It's almost 2 a.m. I finish drawing the summoning circles passed down through the Tosaka line and face it with all my being. Afam. I flick a formless switch within myself. With a click, I feel my insides turn over to something else. My neural nerves invert and become circuits for conducting magical energies. Rin Tosaka is no longer human. She's just a component in the execution of mystics. I melt from my fingers. No, I'm filled up from my fingers. The mana I'm taking in so dense, it overwrites my bodily sensations. That's why I'm being destroyed at the same time I'm being filled. Running through my body is the power, mana, from the atmosphere. I'm converted into a different type of energy through my body circuits. A mage's body is nothing but circuits. Circuits to connect the ethereal to the material. The mystical outcome we produce is what we call magecraft. My body grows hot. It seems like horns are growing from my forehead. It seems like wings are sprouting from my back. It seems like scales are covering my hands. It feels like there's water pooling around my ankles. Sweat drips. Stab. Stab. Swords piercing my body. These are the stigmata that reject my body, which becomes a circuit. No matter how gifted a mage is, we're only human. In a human body, the pain is something we must live with whenever we use magecraft. The cycle doesn't let up. Beyond the agony, deep within the trance, lies the mental state necessary for connection. Pain wriggles in my left arm. Jade the caster, my mage crest, autonomously begins an incantation, invading my nervous system. The mana in the atmosphere I've taken in turns to blood. It's like molten lead, while my activated magic crest resembles thorny nerves. With a crunching sensation, it creeps throughout my body like a thorny centipede. Within the hurt, I forget myself. At the same time, I can feel it taking hold of me, like I've reached where I need to go. My hypersensitive hearing picks up the ticking clock in the parlor. 10 seconds left until 2 o'clock a.m. The power filling my body is unquestionably complete. Heed my words. Time to begin. I convert the mana I've collected into the magical energy fixation. All that's left is to feed all that energy into the engine, summoning circle, until my body runs dry. Heed my words. My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call and obey my will and reason, then answer me. I remember that chant being longer than that. My vision grows dark. What lies before me now is the fifth factor, said to be imperceptible to the naked eye. My vision shuts off on its own, fearing what it might see. I hereby swear, I shall be all the good in the world. I shall defeat all evil in the world.
3代の言霊をまといして
7 heavens clad in the 3 great words of power.
天秤の守り手よ
Come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales. That went off without a hitch. It feels so perfect. It's like I'm reeling in a whale with a fishing rod. Flawless. I'm positive I drew the strongest card. I can't wait for my vision to return. It'll take a few more seconds, but when it does, I'm sure the strongest servant will not be here? Be nowhere in sight?
はい
Huh? Nothing's there. The room doesn't look different at all. I spun that much ether into the ritual, only for absolutely nothing to materialize. On top of that, I think I just heard something explode in the parlor.
なんでよ
Why? I bolt. My head's empty at this point. I just run. I race up the stairs from the basement.
扉壊れてる
The door is broken. The doors to the parlor is askew off its hinges. There isn't any point in turning the doorknob, and since it won't open whether I push or pull.
もう邪魔だから
Darn it! Move it, you stupid thing! I kick it down and burst into the room. And the moment I enter the parlor, everything becomes clear. Ah, my roof! Everything is in tatters. Rubble is strewn across everything, as if something has fallen through the ceiling. On top of it all sits a man cocking his head arrogantly. He must be some kind of criminal. But something graver draws my attention. The grandfather clock, having escaped destruction, tells the time precisely. Now I remember. Yeah, she didn't change the time. Right, of course. The clocks were on an hour ahead of today, weren't they? Which means it's 1 a.m. Still a full hour left until I'm peak in spellcasting form.
またやっちゃった
I screwed up again. I can complete tasks as well as anybody else, but suffer from this curse of my genetics. When it really counts, I somehow manage to bungle at things on an unbelievable level.
やっちゃったことは仕方ない反省
What's done is done. Just gotta learn from this. I can't believe my own stupidity. Still irritated, I direct my glare to the man lounging haughtily on the rubble.
それであんた何
So, what are you?
開口一番それかこれまだとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたわ
That's the first thing that comes out of your mouth? I seem to have been dealt a truly ridiculous master. The man in the red mantle shakes his head in a show of exasperation. To add insult to injury, he mutters something about drawing the short straw. Oh, now I'm dead certain. This guy has a messed up personality. And is this a servant? I thought familiars were shapeless beings, but this is just a man. No, not just a man. Even from here, I can tell that it's brimming with a shocking amount of magical energy. Don't be fooled by its appearance. I'm staring at something that's undoubtedly more than human. It's a human-shaped ghost that's on the level of an elemental. This is no time to be dumbstruck. That thing belongs to me. I need to get my head in the game.
確認するけどあなたは私のサーバントで間違いない
Just checking, but you are my servant, right?
それはこちらが聞きたい君こそ私のマスターなのかここまで乱暴な召喚は初めてでね正直状況がつかめない
That's what I'd like. That's what I wanted to ask. Are you even my master? I've never been summoned so violently before, and honestly, I'm still struggling to get my bearings.
私だって初めてよそういう質問は却下するわ
It's my first time too. I'm not answering questions like that.
そうだが私が召喚された時に君は目の前にいなかった
I see.
どういうことなのか説明してくれ
I see. But you weren't here when I was summoned. Care to explain why? Because she did it an hour and ahead.
ひな鳥じゃあるまいし、目を開けた時にしか主を決められないなんて冗談はやめてよね。
Touche. But we did mess up the summoning, so that's why you fell through. I'd like to know. I would like to see how Archer fell, and just like kind of, I guess, a spoiler. I have seen this anime. If people are just coming in, I have seen this anime, so I kind of know the story. I haven't done the visual novel before, but I have watched the anime. So this is Archer, the Archer class. But I'd like to see, like, in his point of view, what it looked like as he was being summoned and then he fell through the ceiling. That's what I really like to see, is like how his facial expressions and everything was when he fell through. That would have been hilarious. Are you serious? You're no baby bird. Don't joke that you can't decide who to serve if they aren't there when you open your eyes. The unidentified servant frowns and grunts as it escapes his lips. Maybe he didn't like the way I said it, though he has a mixed reaction, as if still impressed by the logic in my words.
まあいいわ。私が聞いているのはね、あなたが他の誰でもない、この私のサーバントかってことだけよ。
Whatever. What I'm asking is if you are my servant, and no one else's.
それをはっきりさせない以上、他の質問に答える義務はないわ。
I don't have to answer any of your questions until we make that clear.
召喚が失敗しておいてそれかこの場合他にいろいろと言うべきことがあると思う
This is what I get after a failed summoning? I believe there's something else you should be saying.
そんなのないわよ。主従関係は一番初めにはっきりさせておくべきものだもの。
There isn't. In a master-familiar relationship, this is the first detail we need to hash out. The servant's eyebrow twitches. He isn't even bothering to hide his dissatisfaction with me. I wonder if it's because of the half-baked summoning.
主従関係ははっきりさせておくかやることは失点だらけだが口だけ
Dang, man! They're trying to roast your master. You want to clarify who summons... You want to clarify who serves who? At least you'll know how to run your mouth, even if you failed at everything else.
確かにその意見には賛成だどちらが強者でどちらが弱者なのか明確にしておかなければお互いやりづらかろう
Sure. I agree that, with that opinion, I ought to make it clear who's strong and who's weak, or else it will make this dynamic difficult. The servant eyes me meaningfully, still relaxing on the rubble of my living room.
どちらが弱者かですって。
Who's weak?
私もサーバントだ呼ばれたからには主従関係を認めるさだがそれはあくまで契約上の話だろう
Yeah. I'm a servant, and I acknowledge that I serve my summoner. But that's only how it is on paper, wouldn't you say?
どちらがより優れたものか共に戦うにふさわしい相手かを測るのは別にな
We still need to establish who's superior, and whether you're worthy to fight alongside.
その件でいくと君は私のマスターにふさわしい魔術師なのかおじゃさ
On that point, are you a mage worthy of my service, little girl? The servant smirks. First he destroys my house and acts like he's king of the castle. Now he has the nerve to ask whether I'm worthy?
あなたの意見なんて聞いてないわ。
I didn't ask for your opinion.
私が聞いているのは、あなたが私のサーバントかどうかってことだけよ。
I only asked if you're my servant or not. I repeat myself, stealing my graze. I'm not going to back down from this condescending jerk.
そんな当たり前のことは答えるまでもない実にふさわしいいや
Oh, I see. You won't even deign to answer such an obvious question. At least you've got spirit. You can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk?
だから順番を間違えるなっていうの。
Like I said, you're getting ahead of yourself.
一番初めに確認するのは召喚者の務めよ。さあ答えなさい。あなたは私のサーバントなのね。
It's the summoner's duty to confirm this first. Now answer me. Are you my servant or not? I step forward aggressively, ready to pounce, depending on his answer. Such a stubborn girl. We'll get nowhere at this rate. Very well. For discussion's sake, let's assume that I am your servant. In that case, are you my master? Hypothetically speaking, of course.
当たり前じゃない。あなたが私に呼ばれたサーバントなら、あなたのマスターは私以外に誰がいるっていうのよ。
Obviously, you're the servant I summoned, so who else would it be? I glare at this rude man, giving me a seething head a moment to cool down. Oh, well, I suppose I would be. Oh, well, I suppose I would be hypothetically. Then where's the proof that you are my master? The servant blithely asks, smirking all the while. He's clearly trying to goad me with these questions into losing my temper.
ここよ。あなたのマスターである証ってこれでしょ。
Right here. This proves that I am your master. I show him the command spells on my right hand. Don't think I was born yesterday. Father's told me enough that I know what command spells are at least.
納得いった？これでもまだ文句を言うの？
Good enough for you yet? Any other complaints? I thrust the symbols at him in challenge, but the lounging servant rolls his eyes. Are you serious right now, girl? His face darkens, looking even more disgruntled.
本気かってなんでよ。
What do you mean?
その考えがだ。令状があればマスターなんだ。令状とサーバントを利する道具にするのよ。
I'm talking about the way you think. Command spells automatically make you my master. They're merely a tool to compel a servant.
そんな形だけのものでマスターブルドはね。
I can't believe you think flaunting some symbols is enough to play master.
私が見たかったのは小さなブルーにふさわしい
Spawn! Julie! Thank you for the raid! How did your games go? Julia yeeted us through a portal and now we are... Oh, welcome! Raid time! Raid time! Yes! Why is my... Going good, very chaotic. Yeah, I was watching your backrooms experience. Julie was scared, and Luis and Neku were getting falling through holes. I can only imagine what the Uno games were like. Hopefully, you guys are still all friends. No bitter disagreements or shouting. I hope. Also, welcome Raiders. I am Mushan Gaming, sometimes ASMR when I'm doing ASMRs on YouTube. I am the Vidyara of the Loafu, who follows the path of what path do I follow again? Yeah, I follow some path. I follow the path of unity and the skills of ice. Welcome to the stream. We are playing Fate Stay Night remastered visual novel. We're testing out my voice and vocal cords here. But welcome to the stream, Raiders. Thank you all for joining, and thanks Spawn and Julie for coming by. That laugh means that it means no comment. I'm taking a no comment from the Uno. What I want to see is whether you deserve my loyal service. Oof. That makes sense, but normally you'd think of command spells if someone asked for proof you're my master, right? What? You think I'm unqualified to be your master? Alright, tired game, Arya. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a fantastic sleep. Have a good night and stay wholesome, my friend. I wish that were the case, but unfortunately your command spells show you that you summoned me. As hard as it is to believe, you appear to be my master. He shrugs in mock exhaustion. Oh my goodness. Neko! Oh my goodness. Neko! Thank you for the raid! Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Happy birthday, Neku! Neku birthday! 11Z's. Second birthday. Happy birthday! I hope you had fun in Uno. Wait, it's not my birthday. It's every day is Neku birthday. Welcome, Raiders. I am Mushan Gaming, the Vidyara from the Lafu. I follow the path of harmony, and with the skills of ice, I tell my tales throughout the Lafu and through the streaming world. I was playing with Julie and Spawn. I did see your backrooms shenanigans. Julie was very scared. I saw you were falling down holes. I did notice that one too. Luckily, I hope your Uno games were not as chaotic. Spawn couldn't give me a comment, so it must have been pretty chaotic. But welcome in, Raiders. If you guys have to dip because it's late or you have to do something, I totally understand, and thank you guys for stopping by. Oh boy, it was unhinged. Oh my gosh, I hope there's clips. I have to look in the Discords to see if there's any clips of the the pain. He shrugs in mock exhaustion. Also, we're playing Fate Stay Night, the remastered visual novel. So if you have not seen Fate Stay Night, I highly recommend. And I would highly recommend the Fate Stay Night movies, Unlimited Blade Works, and Heaven's Feel. "1 a.m. and a dream. I'll probably try to sleep soon, but also enjoy Fate." Alright, no problem, Anime QB. Thank you so much. I don't know. Oh, Anime QB also, thank you for the follow. Why is my stuff not showing up? Wait. Hold on. There we go. There, yeah. Hold on. Yeah. That shows that you followed. Anime QB. See? You get to see the animation. Thank you for the follow, Anime QB. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good sleep. Stay wholesome, my friend. Uh-oh. I've reached my boiling point, and I'm not going to cool down in time. I'm hardly satisfied, but I'll concede to the point.
とりあえず君は私のマスターだ。だが私にも条件がある。私は今後君の言い分には従わない。戦闘方針は私が決めるし、君はそれに従って行動する。
For now, you're my master, but I have conditions. I'm not going to do what you say. I'll decide the direction of battle, and you'll act as I see fit.
これが最大の条項だ。それで構わないな、お嬢さん。
This is the greatest concession I can give you. I'm sure you don't mind, girl. Ooh, yeah, he's stepping on thin ice right now, I'm telling you what. Priest, hello, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing good, bro. We're playing Fate Stay Night visual novel remaster. I'm trying to voice act in here as best I can. Doing dual female and male voice roles the best I can. And there goes my roof. Ugh. Sorry, Father. I am at my limit.
不満だけど認めるくせに私の意見には取り合わないってどういうことかしら。あなたは私のサーバントなんでしょ。
Okay. You're saying you'll recognize me even though you don't like it? But you'll ignore my opinions? Aren't you supposed to be my servant? I ask in a trembling voice. After our spat over the command spells, this is my last desperate attempt at dialogue. And yet,
形の上だけはな。故に形式上は君に従っている。だが戦うのは私自身だ。君はこの家の地下にでもか聖杯戦争が終わるまでじっとしていればいい。
yes, technically, therefore I will obey you in theory. But I'm the one who will be fighting. You can just hide underground in your house and behave until the Holy Grail War is over.
それなら未熟な君でも命だけは助かるだろう。
That way, even a novice like you will survive. He's looking down on me, declaring that he expects nothing from me.
いや、もちろん君の立場は尊重する。私はマスターを勝利させるために呼ばれたものだからな。
Did I make you angry? Of course. I respect your position. I was summoned to bring my master victory after all.
私の勝利は君のものだし、戦いで得たものは全て君にくれてる。それなら文句はない。
My victories will belong to you, as will any spoils of war. You hardly have anything to complain about. Oh.
どうせ君にレイジは使えない。
You can't even use those command spells.
まあ、後のことは私に任せて。
Just leave the rest to
自分
me.
の身の安全を。
Just leave it to me, and worry about your own skin.
玉木た。
I have had enough!
いいわ。そんなに言うなら使ってやろうじゃない。
Fine, if that's how it's going to be, then I'll use them.
アンファン。
Alfung. No more mercy. I've got nothing else left for this jackbutt like this.
まさか
What? Don't tell me.
そのまさかよこの礼儀知らず。
It's exactly what you're thinking, dirtbag.
フィアトワーク。アインドイエナーゲ。アインドイエスケナツ。アインドイエスフェアブレヒ。
Okay, I'm not deciphering that. I hereby invoke my command spell, in accordance with the laws of the Holy Grail. Bind my servant in absolute obedience.
待て、正気はさ。
You gotta go to bed, sorry. Just wanted to say hi. Oh, no problem. Thank you for coming by and saying hi. Have a good sleep. Stay wholesome, my friend. Wait! Have you lost your mind, master? Who would waste a command spell on something like this?
うるさい。
Shut up!
いい？あんたは私のサーバント。なら私の言い分には絶対服従ってもんでしょ。
You're my servant, get it? That means you absolutely have to do what I say. The emblem on my right hand aches. 3 command spells. They allow a master to issue 3 unbreakable commands to their servant. Did you even think of this through? If you could use a command spell in such a vague order. Ugh. It's too late to whine now. I didn't expect this to happen either. I want to die of self-loathing. I can't believe I just burned one of my precious command spells on a petty squabble. Well, now we're 2 down. How unfortunate. Oh, wait. Oh, this is our bedroom. I was about to say, man, our living room looks pretty nice. Just from using a command spell that had nothing to do about repairing our dining room. After that, I retreated from the ruins of the parlor and went to my bedroom. Before me stands the servant whom my command spells compelled the absolute obedience from. Supposedly, anyway. I see. I more or less have you figured out, Master. Who would call this absolute obedience? Just to be clear, you do understand how critical the command spells are, Master.
知ってるわよ。サーバントを律する3回きりの命令権でしょ。それが何よ。
Sure I do. They let me order my servant around 3 times. What about it? Ugh, listen. Command spells let you force a servant into action. You can use them to not only stop actions, but also strengthen actions. For example, normally I can't come to you instantly from a distant location, but if you order me to, with your command spell, it's possible as long as it is something that is attainable with our magical energies. That's what the power... Oh, jeez. That's what the power of force compliance means. Not even we servants can resist. Your command spells are 3 crystallizations of grand magecraft that can make us overcome our body limits, though you're down to 2 now.
知ってるわよ、そんなこと。いいじゃない、まだ2つあるんだし。あなたに命じた規則は無駄じゃないんだし。
I know that. So what? I still have 2 more, and it's not like the first order was wasted on you. I feel like there's going to be a plot twist here. There's going to be a little bit of a twist. It says, I didn't waste my command spell, I used it effectively, and now you have to obey my every command without question. It's going to be turned around, I know it. You're right. I did miscalculate. The more vague an order is, the more power of a command spell diminishes. They're weaker on the long-lasting broad commands like protect me until the end, or win this war for me. The compulsion will be sustained, but there will be a servant who can resist the minor pain of disobedience. On the other hand, singular commands like unleash your next attack at all costs, or do not break the glass, are absolute, and even powerful servants will find it difficult to defy them.
さてここまでで私が言いたいことがわかるなマスター
Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, Master?
わかるわよ。要するに広く長い命令は意味がないんでしょ？
Yes, you're saying that the big commands are pointless.
効果も戒めも薄いならサーバントはレイジに逆らって行動できる。そんな効き目の薄い命令をするなら絶対的な単一の命令をした方がいい。
So, what you're saying is, what the command spell was pointless that we just used. It meant absolutely nothing. If the effect and restrictions are both weak, then the servant can act against their will command spells. It's better to use them on simple and straightforward orders rather than something abstract.
そうレイジとはもともと自分たちの能力以上の奇跡を起こすためのものそれを代用の効く命令などで消費する具は許されない
That's correct. A command spell is meant to cause miracles beyond our own means. It's unforgivably foolish to spend them on a task that can be executed by other means.
君の先ほどのレイジはまさにそれだ私が君に従うかは話し合いで解決できることだし仮にレイジを使ったところで全ての言動に絶対復讐などレイジが100あっても実現できない
That goes doubly for the way you used it earlier. You could have verbally persuaded me to obey you, and even 100 command spells would have failed to enforce absolute obedience.
じゃあ私のさっきのレイジは無意味ってこと？
So you're saying it was all for nothing?
通常ならそうなんだけど君の魔術師としての性能は桁が違ったらしい
Normally, that would be the case. But it appears that you are an outstanding talented mage. Is he shocked or happy? Honestly, I think he's just, he's just making her feel better. My servant's lips twitch upward, even as he sighs.
桁が違ったってもしかして
By outstanding, you mean?
ちょっとあなた自分が今どんな状態なのか正直に話してみなさい
Hang on. Tell me honestly what your condition is like right now. The implication dawns on me, and I ask him eagerly.
誤算というのはそれだ
That was my miscalculation.
先ほどの命令では少しはマスターの意見を尊重しようという程度の心変わりにしかならない
Your command should have resulted in a change of heart that would make me want to respect your opinion slightly more.
今の私は君の言葉に強い強制を感じている君の意見に異を唱えるとそうだランクが一つばかり落ちるようだ
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie if I ever heard one. But I can feel a strong compulsion from your every word. If I voice an objection, let me think. If I voice an objection, let me think. It's as if my defiance would weaken me.
つまりマスターの意向に逆らうと体が重くなって動きづらいというところ
In other words, my body would grow heavy, making it difficult to move if I defy my master's will. My servant shrugs in resignation. So he's saying that my command spell wasn't a waste, but an actual benefit? I don't believe that. He's just making her feel better. He's still being sarcastic as ever, so it doesn't seem to have had any effect. Besides, even if he's weakened, I doubt even 10 of me could resist if he decided to rebel against me.
前言を撤回しようマスター
Allow me to retract my previous statement, Master.
年齢は若いが君は卓越した魔術師だ
You may be young, but you are a superior mage.
子供とあの戦いから遠ざけようとしては私の過ちだった
It was my mistake for underestimating you as a child and trying to keep you out of the fight. I apologize for my rudeness. The servant straightens his posture and gives me a formal bow.
やめてよ。確かにいろいろ言い合ったけど、そんなの喧嘩両成敗っていうか。
Wait, hold on. I know we said a lot of things to each other, but it's not like we need to make up after.
そうだ。いや、話のわかるマスターに助かった。
Is that so? Good. I'm glad you're so understanding.
切り返し早いよね。
Awfully quick on the uptake, aren't you?
誤算は誤算だったんだ。嬉しい誤算というやつだったからな。これほどの才能があるんだが、君を戦いに巻き込むことに異論はない。
I indeed miscalculated, but this must be what they call a happy accident. I have no qualms bringing a mage of your talents into the war. Is this his roundabout way of saying I'm a strong master?
じゃあ、レージュ抜きで私がマスターだって認めるのね。
So, you'll recognize me as your master, even without the command spells?
無論だ。先ほどは召喚されたばかりで馴染んでいなかったが、今では完全ですな。魔術師であるのなら、契約によるつながりを感じられるだろう。
Of course. I was still getting my bearings after the summoning earlier, but we're not completely connected. As a mage, you should be able to feel the bond of our pact.
契約？
Our pact? Now that he mentions it, something does feel weird about my body. Oh no, the pitter-patter of the heart. It's as if I'm closed off nerves are now connected to the outside. Specifically, I can feel a portion of my magical energy flowing to the man before me.
サーバントは聖杯に呼ばれるけど、呼ばれたサーバントをこの世に留めるのは。
Oh. The Holy Grail calls the servants, but the master is to keep them into the world.
そう。マスターの力だ。サーバントはマスターからの魔力提供によってこの世に留める。
Yes. That's your power as a master. You supply your servant with magical energy so that they can remain in the world.
魔力提供量は十分だ。経験的に問題はありそうだが、君の能力は飛び抜けている。
My supply is adequate. I have concerns about your inexperience, but your power makes up for it.
普通の魔術師ならば、サーバントを召喚した瞬間に意識を失っているだろう。だというのに、君は活力に満ちている。
A common mage would probably faint in the seconds they summon a servant. Yet you're standing here full of life.
先ほどのレイジというこの魔力量というマスターとして君は間違いなく一流だ。
Considering the command spells you used earlier, your energy capacity unquestionably makes you a master of the finest caliber.
今更褒めたって何も出ないけど。
Flattery will get you nowhere. I break eye contact out of embarrassment. Well, I didn't see this coming. I know the command spell is making him obey me, but still, this superhuman servant is sincerely acknowledging me as his master.
で、あなた何のサーバント？
It's not the servant I bet you're hoping for. So, which servant are you? I clear my head and return to business.
見てわからないか。それは結構。
You can't tell by looking? Very well then. I take it all back. He's definitely making fun of me.
わかったわ。これはマスターとしての質問よ。
Fine. Then I'm asking you as your master.
ねえ、あなたセイバーじゃないの？
Hey. Hey, aren't you a saber?
残念ながら剣は持っていない。
Unfortunately, I am not equipped with sword. I suspected as much. When all is said and done, I got the time wrong, my summoning circle didn't do its job, and my servant was spat out into some random room. It was far too sloppy of original to summon the strongest servant, Saber.
ロジットはあれだけ宝石を使 使っておいてセイバーじゃないなんて目も当てられない。
I really botched it this time. I'll never live down failing to pull saber after spending that many gems.
悪かったな、セイバーじゃなくて。
Sorry, I'm not a saber.
ああ、そりゃ通行のミスだから残念だけど、悪いのは私なんだから。
Well, sure, it's a painful mistake, but I'm the only one who screwed up.
どうせアーチャーでは派手さに欠けるだろう。
Yes. I bet you think Archer isn't a very attractive class.
いいだろう。後で今の暴言を悔やませてよ。その時になって謝って聞かない。
Man, you trying to act like a son today, too. Alright. I'll make you eat those words. When the time comes, I won't be taking any apologies.
はい。
What? What a surprise. The unidentified servant seems to be sulking. Maybe my fixation on Saber offended him.
何？勘に触った？あーちゃん。
That strike a nerve, Archer.
触った。見て。必ず自分が幸運だったと思い知らせてやる。
Oh, we're definitely lucky to have you. For sure. Good night, Mushan. I must rest. Okay, Neku, thank you for stopping by. Stay wholesome, my friend. Have a good sleep. It did. Just you watch. I'll show you how lucky you are to have me. Archer retorts with a sidelong glance. He has a very spiteful air about him, but that reaction felt somewhat childish and free of malice. You know, he might be a pretty decent guy.
そうね。それじゃあ必ず私を後悔させて、あーちゃん。
Okay, make sure I regret everything I said, Archer.
そうなったら素直に謝らせてもらうから。
I'll apologize from the bottom of my heart if so.
忘れるなよ、マスター。己が召喚したものがどれほどのものか知って感謝する。
You better remember that, Master. You'll be grateful once you learn how capable I am.
もっとも、その時になって謝られても、こちらの気は晴れるだろう。
Of course, an apology might not satisfy me at that point. Archer huffs, even as his lips twitch into a grin. Oh yeah, this one's got a rotten personality, all right.
まあいいわ。それであんた、どこの英霊なのよ。
Fine. Anyway, you're a heroic spirit, right? So where's your legend originally from? Archer doesn't answer. His sardonic expression is replaced by a deepening frown.
あーちゃん？マスターである私がサーバントであるあなたに聞いているんだけど。
Archer, your master just asked you a question.
それは秘密だ。
It's a secret.
は？
What?
私がどのようなものだったかは答えられない。
I can't tell you where I'm from. Because,
あのね、つまんない理由だったら怒るわよ。
hey, I'll get mad if you give me a lame excuse.
それは
Well, there's that face again. Archer opens and closes his mouth, as if he's having trouble voicing the uncomfortable truth.
なぜかというと、自分でもわからない。
Because I don't know. Wait, what?
はあ？何よそれ。あんた私のことバカにしてるわけ？
Huh? Are you making fun of me again?
マスターを侮辱するつもりはない。
I don't mean to insult you.
ただ、これは君の不完全な召喚のつけだぞ。どうも、記憶に混乱が見られる。自分が何者であるかはわかるのだが、名前や素性がどうも曖昧。まあ、さして重要な欠落ではないから、気にすることはない。
But it must be because of the imperfect summoning. My memories are jumbled. I know who I am, but my name and origins are a haze. Still, it is invaluable information, so there's no need for concern. Oh, I know who you are. Don't you worry. I know exactly who you are, Archer. Of course, he's my favorite one of my favorite servants, so of course I would know.
気にすることはない。気にするわよそんなの。
Of course I'm concerned.
あんたがどんな英霊か知らなきゃどのくらい強いのかわからないじゃない。
If I don't know which heroic spirit you are, then how am I supposed to know how strong you are?
そんなことは問題ではなかろう。さまつな問題だよ、それは。
And what's the problem? That's a trivial question.
さまつってあんたね、相棒の強さがわからないんじゃ作戦の立てようがないでしょ。そんなんで戦っていけるわけないじゃない。
There you go again. How am I supposed to form a strategy if I can't tell how strong my partner is? We can't fight a war like this.
何を言う。私は君が呼び出したサーバント。それが最強でないはずがない。
What do you mean? I'm the servant that you summoned. Naturally, that makes me the strongest. He's so straightforward. The Crimson Knight fixes me with his full gaze of confidence and trust. My brain grinds to a halt. There is no deception in Archer's words. He's sincere, giving me more credit than I deserve, even though we're just met. My cheeks are burning. Ugh. I'm sure I'm blushing bright red right now. Surprise attacks like this tend to be my weakness.
もういいか。誰にも正体がわからないってことには変わりはないんだし、敵を騙すにはまず味方からって言うし。
Fine then. At least nobody else knows who you are. They say that you have to fool your allies to fool your enemies. I turn away from Archer to hide my embarrassment. I'm sure I'll figure out a way in due time what sort of servant he is anyway. For now, we have other priorities.
わかった。しばらくあなたの正体に関しては無音にしましょう。
Okay, I won't ask for your identity for the time being.
それじゃあじゃあ最初の仕事だけど。
Then Archer, here's your first job.
早速か。こうされてるか、君は。
Jumping straight into it, are we? Guess you're an aggressive type.
それで敵は。
Where's the... Before he can say enemy, I toss him a broom and dustpan at him.
下の掃除お願い。あんたが散らかしたんだから責任持ってきれいにしたんですね。
Go clean up the mess that you left downstairs. It's like, what? What? What is this? What is this you speak of? A few seconds pass in stunned silence. When Archer finally regains his senses, he grips the broom indignantly.
待て。君はサーバントを何だと思っている。
Wait, what exactly do you think a servant is?
使い魔でしょ。ちょっと生意気で扱いに困るけど。
A familiar, right? A little uppity and hard to deal with, though. It's like, what? Archer cuts himself off. I have no intention of letting him off. And if he tries to weasel out of it, I still have a card to play.
意義あり。そのような命令を。
I object. I refuse to.
いいの？これマスターとしての命令よ。マスターの方針に逆らったら体が重くなるんだって。
Are you sure? This is a direct order from your master. I thought you said you'd feel weighed down if you went against me.
まあ、あなたはその程度じゃどうってことないだろうけど、そのペナルティは今を掃除するまで続くのよ。そんな状態で明日から戦っていくのは危ないんじゃない？
It's too bad if that is too much for you to handle, but the penalty will continue until the parlor is clean. You know, won't that pose a risk to you when we start fighting tomorrow? He is so dissatisfied. He stands there for several more seconds with a broom in his hand, grumbling under his breath. And so, the archer in the red mantle closes his eyes.
了解した。地獄に落ちる。
Understood. Go to hell, master. And gracefully accepts my order. Now then. It's getting late, so I should rest. I can decide how to deal with him once I wake up. The fateful day draws near. No, rather my fate was shaped by this night. That makes 6, including me. Once the 7th and final master summons their servant, the Holy Grail War of this generation will begin. In the not-so-distant future, the battle I've been waiting 10 long years for is about to commence. February 1st. The Holy Grail War. It's a grand ritual that has been repeated for hundreds of years. A fight to the death between 7 participants, of which only one can survive. It's said that a Holy Grail exists in the land of Yuki, and that a number of mages fought over it in the past. Their one and only objective was to obtain the relic called the Holy Grail. However, the Grail's origins are unclear. We're sure it isn't the chalice that held the blood of God, but is the power of fearsome enough to be compared to a genuine article. That's right. They say the Holy Grail can grant any wish. Only one person can possess it. The Holy Grail can only grant one wish for one person. Despite that, 7 mages are needed to summon the Grail to this land. 7 collaborators to create one miracle. So as you might imagine, it was only a matter of time before they started fighting over the Grail. Like so many conflicts, it started as a competition over property rights. The 7 mages equally used the power of the Holy Grail to summon and respectively familiars, then do battle for the Grail itself. Only one mage can obtain the Grail. As a result, 7 people who started as colleagues ended up in a ferocious battle to the death. That's the gist of the ritual known as the Holy Grail War, a struggle for ownership between mages. The mages chosen by the Holy Grail are called Masters, who use the blessing of the Grail to acquire powerful familiars known as servants. Two things serve as proof that one has become a master: the summoning and command of a servant, and the mark of the command spells to compel the servant's servitude. The first goes without saying. The archer I summoned yesterday? No, a few hours ago, to be exact, is Rin Tosaka's servant. As for the second, a master must closely guard the command spells that control one's servant. This is probably the most critical aspect of being a master. When I summoned Archer, symbols appeared on my right hand, namely command spells. Stigmata bestowed by the Holy Grail upon the summoning of a servant that mark one's new status as a master. A massive amount of magical energy is compressed into these seals, whose power is fleeting rather than long-lasting. They disappear once they're used, and as if their shape suggests, each mark represents a single use. In other words, one only gets 3 shots. A master who has used up all 3 command spells can no longer control a servant and is as good as dead. Therefore, command spells must be handled with care until the very end, since they're as valuable as one's own life. It pains me to no end that I burned one right off the bat, but it wasn't a total waste, so I'll chalk it up to win. After all, a servant could turn on a master at any time. If one command spell is what it takes to put a collar on him, then I consider it a fair trade. I still feel like he just said that just to make her feel alright and feel better. That's about it for the broader strokes of this business. Once 7 servants have been summoned, the Holy Grail War will begin. Tonight's sleep will be a fitful one. I don't know when the final master will appear, but they could be right around the corner. Are we late? Did we set the times properly before we went to bed? Hopefully. Is it morning already? I feel sluggish. My Bleary gaze goes up to the window only to see that it's already bright outside.
9時過ぎてる。遅刻どころの話。
Oh no. Our perfect record. We're no we finally have a tardy on our record. We are not perfect anymore. It's after 9. This doesn't even count as being tardy. After a drowsy check of the clock, I make up my mind to skip school today.
体が重い。半分以上持ってくれたみたいね。これは。
Body's heavy. Feels like the business mostly drained me. Sitting up in bed, I heave a long sigh. Not being a morning person isn't enough to explain why I feel so dull. I think Archer mentioned something about the master would be out of commission after summoning a servant. That's right. I summoned Archer.
セイバーじゃなくて、アーチャーが呼び出した。
I summoned Archer, not Saber. I remember it all clearly now. I'd rather not, to be honest, but it's not as if denying the facts will let me do it over.
魔力が抜けるならイトにしちゃおうか。今日は正しい運転ってことにしよう。
It'll take a day or so to recover my power. I'll just treat today like a break-in period. Oh boy, I wish I could do that at work. I drag myself out of bed. A mental boxing match rages between the outside air, which is quite warm and for winter, and the comfort of my bed sheets. It concludes in a 3-second knockout against the temptation of going back to sleep. I check my body in the mirror. Nothing out of place, aside from the loss of half my usual magical energy.
まあ、問題なんてあるわけないけど。
Not that it's a problem. I review the situation. I summon the servant Archer, who doesn't have an ounce of respect for his master. To make matters worse, he doesn't even know who he is. Wow. Talk about a headache.
あいつの記憶が戻るまで切り札は持っていくか。
Can't,
出せなんて使いようがないしね。
can't expect him to use his power he doesn't even remember. Servants are strong familiars on their own, but what makes them truly formidable is the secret weapon they each possess. Frustratingly, Archer claims to have forgotten what his is.
まあ、火はこっちにもあるし、なんとかやっていくしかないか。
It's my fault he's in this state, so we'll just have to make it work. We're both in the same boat then. I can only pray that he'll sort out his memories out, but who knows how long that might take. Good grief. I've really got my work cut out for it. Woo!
見直したかもこれ。
Man, he cleaned up this diner room. Nice! It's like he never broke anything. Whoa. I might have to reevaluate my opinion on them. The parlor is completely back to normal. I thought he may just clear away the Diritus, but the room is so spotless I can't help but be impressed. He must have felt bad for wrecking the place. I doubt he would have gone to the trouble otherwise. I guess I ought to commend him for being a more decent guy than I.
日はとっくに昇っているぞ。まったく随分とだらしがないんだな、君は。
Still taking your sweet time, I see. Need I remind you that we're wasting daylight? Never mind, I take it all back. He is a jerk. I retract my statement. There isn't a remorseful bone in his body.
おはよう。そういうあんたは随分とリラックスしてるよね。
Good,
今は好き勝手使ってくれちゃってさ。
good morning. You seem to have made yourself right at home.
一晩過ごした部屋だ。どこに何があるか把握したい。ついでだから厨房も片付けておいた。もう少し荒れているかと思ったが、なかなか気の行き届いた厨房だ。一人暮らしの4日にしては上等だな。
I did spend the night after all. Oh, I took the occasion to tidy up the kitchen. I expected it to be inadequate, but it's rather thoughtfully furnished. Quite well kept for a girl living alone in a mansion. I have a headache. Why do I have to put up with a servant judging my interior decoration? I thought my servants all cared only about fighting. Are we sure this guy isn't effective?
本調子ではなさそうだな。昨夜元気だったが、睡眠をとって疲れが出ていた。
I see. You aren't in your best condition. You were so feisty last night, but the fatigue must have caught up with you.
紅茶でよければごちそうしよう。
I'll pour you some tea. I hope black is fine. Acting like he owns the place. Without missing a beat, Archer produces a teacup and fills it with expensive reddish tea he's been brewing. There's a lot I want to say right now, but oddly enough, I can't work up the indignation to two. The way he does it all is so refined. I've got to admit he might be rather cultured.
悪いけど疲れてるのは事実だし、
Fine. I am pretty exhausted, so I'll have some. I sit down on the chair. The teacup is placed silently in front of me. I take a sip. Oh, it's delicious. I expected as much since my favorite Chinese tea, a spring harvest hongcha. I'd be upset if it didn't taste good. On that note, I'd not only be upset if someone used my favorite tea leaves without asking. Makes me mad, but the tea was brewed so exquisitely that the pleasure it brings overcomes my anger. That smug look on his face. Yeah, it tastes good. I did a good job. It's like, say it. Say that I did a good job. Say it. Tell me I did a good job. And they're like, no. I refused.
ちょっと何笑ってるのよあんた。
Hey, what's so funny?
何感想が聞きたかったからその顔は聞くまでもないと思っただけだ。
Well, I was going to ask how you like it, but your face tells me enough. I set the teacup down with a forceful thud.
もったいない。熱いうちに味わった方がいいぞ。私が気に障るなら消えている。
Oh, what a waste. You should enjoy it while it's still hot. I can leave it if it's spoiling the mood.
ごちそうさま。結構よ。私は茶坊主が欲しくてマスターになったわけじゃないわ。あなたもね、頼みもしないことをする必要はないわよ。
No need. Thanks for the tea. I didn't become a master to be a tea snob, and I didn't ask you to do that either.
確かに私も茶坊主になったり後片付けをするために契約したわけではない。君がそういうのならばこれから気をつけよう。
I see. I agree. I didn't make a contract with you to be your tea brewer. I'll show you more restraint in the future if that's what you want.
ええ、私が求めているのは戦力としての使い魔よ。
Yeah, although you made him clean up your mess like a maid. Quite the contradictory. Yeah, you're only here to be a combat familiar.
家事をこなすサーバントなんて聞いたことがないし、する必要も特にないわ。
Then why did you ask him to do it? I'm failing this. I'm seeing some hip, some double standards. I've never heard of a servant that does household chores, nor do I particularly need one.
特にはないとはどういう意味か。
What do you mean by particularly?
好きなようにとって結構よ。
Interpret that however you want. I got. Oh my.
それより、あなた。
I thought you weren't gonna ask him about his past yet. More importantly, do you remember who you are yet? Archer shakes his head negative. That doesn't bode well. If you can't remember after a single night, then his memories probably won't return easily. There are some measures I can try today, but
わかった。あなたの記憶に関しては、おいおい対策を考えておく。
alright. I'll think of some solutions for your memory issue.
じゃあ、出かける支度をして、あっちゃん。召喚されたばかりで勝手もわからないでしょ。街を案内してあげるから。
For now, get ready to head out, Archer. You probably don't know the lay of the land yet, do you? I'll give you a tour of the city.
出かける支度？いや、そんな必要はないだろう。出るのならばすぐに出られる。
Get ready. There's no need for that, surely. If we're leaving, we should go right now.
あのね、そんな格好で出歩くつもり？どう見ても普通じゃないし、他のマスターが見たら一発でサーバントってわかるじゃない。
Do you plan on walking around the town in that outfit? Anyone can see that you aren't a normal person. If another master spots you, they'll know you're a servant right away.
私、自分から私はマスターですなんて言いふらす気はないんだけど。
I don't plan on announcing our presence to the world.
そういうことか。
Ah, so that's your concern.
それも問題はない。確かに着替える必要はあるが、それは実体化している時だけでね。
There's no problem. Well, I'd need a change of clothes to blend in. That's only while I'm materialized.
サーバントはもともと霊体だ。非戦闘時には霊体によってマスターにかける負担を減らす。
Servants are fundamentally spiritual beings. When we're out of combat, I can take an incorporeal state to reduce the burden on my master.
ああ、そっか。召喚されたって英霊は英霊だもんね。霊体に肉体を与えるのはマスターの魔力なんだから、私が魔力提供をカットすれば。
Oh, okay. That's what makes you a heroic spirit. You need your master's magical energy to form a body, so if I cut that supply,
自然。我々も霊体に戻る。
we naturally return to our spirit form.
そうなったサーバントは守護霊のようなものだ。霊ラインで繋がっているマスター以外には観測されない。
In this state, servants are more like guardian angels. We can only be observed by masters connected to a ley line.
もっとも会話程度はできるから偵察ならば守護霊が。
Of course, we're still capable of conversation or reconnaissance.
あ、便利。それじゃあ本当に他のマスターを探し出すなんて難しいんだ。
Wow, that's handy. That would make it really hard for the masters to locate you.
だが魔術師は魔術師を知覚できるだろう。それと同じでサーバントもサーバントを感知できる。
Yes, but just as mages can sense other mages, servants can sense other servants.
優れた魔術を知るサーバントならば遠く離れたサーバントの位置さえ把握する。
A servant who is skilled in magecraft may be able to locate other servants from afar. Archer has it in one. Masters are supposed to be capable mages, and the more magical energy the mage has, the better they are at detecting traces of magical energy. As far as I know, however, there isn't anyone around with that degree of power.
で、あんたはどうなの？他のサーバントの位置わかる？
So what about you? Can you tell where the other servants are?
マスター、私のクラスは何か忘れたのか。遠く離れた敵の位置を探るなど騎士余りにできるものだ。
Master, have you forgotten which class I am? Do you expect a knight to be able to scry out faraway enemies? He has a point. Archer's magical energy isn't on that level. It's likely that the only magically powerful caster is capable of easily locating distant foes.
わかったわ。じゃあとりあえず後についてきて、あーちゃん。あなたの呼び出された世界を見せてあげるから。
Fine. Then follow me, Archer. I'll show you the world you've been summoned to.
そう目新しいものではなさそうだが。
I doubt it will be particularly new to me.
それよりマスター、君、大切なことを忘れていないか。
Moreover, Master, have you forgotten something important?
え？大切なことって何？
Something important?
まったく。君、まだ本調子ではないぞ。契約において最も重要な交換を私たちは未だしていない。
My goodness. You really aren't at the top of your game. We still haven't exchanged the most critical point of our contract.
契約において最も重要なの。
The most critical point? Is he demanding an equivalent exchange? No, that can't be it. The chance to take part in the Holy Grail war is already a reward enough for a servant. There shouldn't be anything else left to trade.
君な朝は弱いんだな本当に
Well, you really aren't a morning person. Archer sounds exasperated. His oh-so-sardonic manner of speech finally gives me an idea. Come to think of it, he's never once called me by my name.
しまった名前
Oh, crap, my name.
思い当たったかまあ今からでも遅くはないさそれでマスター君の名前はこれからは何と呼べばいい
Finally caught up, are we? So I suppose it isn't too late, so master. What is your name? What should I call you? Archer sounds sulky. Oh man, he really is a decent guy. I'm sure of it now. After all, there's no tangible benefit to exchanging names. Servants are forcibly bound to their masters by command spells. While names are the key to contracting with a regular familiar, there's no need for a master and a servant to be so intimate. But it's important to Archer. He's clearly trying to establish trust between comrades in arms, regardless of the command spells.
私遠坂凛あなたの好きなように呼んでいいわ
I'm Rin Tosaka. You can call me whatever you want. I answer in a clipped tone, unwilling to let slip any admiration. He'll probably just call me something impersonal like Master, or Hey You, which works just fine for me. Except... Archer chews on Rin Tosaka for a moment.
それではリンとああこの響きは実に君に似合っている
Then, Rin. Yes, the sound of that suits you very well. He says something really forward.
リンどうした何やら顔色がおかしい
What's wrong, Rin? You look unwell.
うるさいいいからさっさと行くわよあんちゃんとにかくのんびりしてる暇なんてないんだから
Shut up! We're leaving, Archer. This is no time to be sitting around. I turn on my heel and storm away, huffing. This is so infuriating. I'm not even sure why. Darn that Archer. Did he say that just to mess with me?
ありえるこいつなら絶対そうだ
I bet he did. Definitely sounds like something he'd do. Yeah, I'm sure that's it. Must be all part of his plan to get me all flustered. I better be careful. Gotta work with this wise guy from here on out. Alright. We're gonna save that here. And we're going to call it a stream. I hope you enjoyed this visual novel. I know it's a little break from the Dead by Daylight and Rivals stuff I've been doing, more action type of stuff I've been doing, but I hope you enjoyed so far what's going on. I'll be doing this like every Friday, I think, just as like a chillax type of stream, just letting myself unwind from like work and stuff like that, just to do a little visual novel, a little, I guess, trying voice acting type of thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And let me see who I can raid. See who I can. Let's see who's around. Let's see, who are we up for? Oh, we got. Let's see, Bumblebee Pudding is. This looks like they're doing art of Joel. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to leave you with Bumblebee pudding. Please show them some love, and I hope I will see you in the next stream. Probably tomorrow. I know I was just doing Monday through Friday, but I wasn't too sure what I was going to do for Saturday. Yeah, I'm not too sure what I'll be streaming, but I'll put it out tomorrow. And yeah, so have a fantastic morning, afternoon, night, whatever is in your time zone, and I will chat with you guys later. Stay wholesome, my friends. Bye-bye.